Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so Skip, Shannon, let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning.
Good morning, Jen. How are you today?
Great. How you guys?
I don't know. I went to the parade yesterday downtown LA.
Oh, yeah?
Lakers, they already won.
How was
They
it?
won it all. And guess what? LeBron was the MVP.
All I know is we
Of
got
the finals and the regular season, and it's over.
Skip,
and next, what are we
Skip,
going
you
to
don't mind
now?
me asking, who has the best record in all the NBA?
Oh, I think it's
If you don't mind me asking, what's today?
It don't matter. Oh, Skip, did you know? LeBron, they got two guys in the top 10 as far as defensive ratings.
Really?
AD and Bron. We got three. Oh, Dwight, AD, and Bron.
Well, you know, Dwight might be the MVP.
There you go. There you go. See, Skip, you ruined every conversation with
Yeah,
this
here we go.
foolishness.
Guys, plenty to get to today. Are the Cowboys really the second best team
No.
in the NFL?
No.
Number two. And has load management become a serious problem in the NBA? We'll go there, but first we will start with a re-energized LeBron, shall we? The Lakers have won their last six and are on a roll. During their most recent win in Chicago, LeBron was seen firing back at a heckler, saying, quote, "Your lady's embarrassed to be with you." And after the game, LeBron retweeted the Lakers account, highlighting his third straight triple-double by putting hashtag washed king and a shushing emoji, followed by a crown emoji. Those emojis, guys, pretty telling.
Loved it.
From LeBron. Shannon, are you surprised LeBron is responding to hecklers?
No, I'm not, because I've seen him do it before. People have posted videos in which he's responded to people heckling him during the course of the game. So I'm not surprised that he responded. And I'm glad, he kept it above the belt. Like, your girl's embarrassed to be with you.
I did like that.
Yeah,
That
you know
was a
what I'm
good
saying?
touche.
You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Skip? I mean, you come to the game to watch the game, and you up there acting a fool, and your girl probably looking at you like, I'm with you.
It's harsh.
I'm with you.
Yep.
And so, Skip, and I saw him when he retweeted what the Lakers, they had this thing from the Laker Twitter, and they said he was the first guy since Magic Johnson to have 3 straight triple-doubles. I think Magic did it 4 times in 1987. And so, obviously he washed. And I told you, Skip, we had this conversation. What does he mean by washed?
Yeah, what does he mean?
You know what he means.
Is it washed up?
No.
Is that what we're talking
Yes.
about?
Guys like you, you led this. You are the CEO of the LeBron Hate Club. So, yes. CEO, COO, VP, all that. You all of that.
I don't rival what you do to the Cowboys and the Patriots.
Skip, stop
Yeah.
it. You ought to be
Go ahead.
ashamed. You do. Actually, you do. And so everybody kept saying, even the first game, he looked so unathletic. He doesn't look the same.
I didn't say that.
But I'm saying, you've heard it. That's
Well,
what
I think Kenny Smith heard it, and maybe we'll hear it again before this topic is over. Go ahead.
And I think the thing is, Skip, when you hear all of this, and I'm a firm believer in this, and I tell guys, when you hear criticism, your job is not to prove them wrong, it's to prove you right. If you prove yourself right, you will prove them wrong in the end. And that's what LeBron did. LeBron hurt Skip. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know if people know this. They started playing basketball in 1946.
Okay.
In that length of time.
You mean in the NBA?
In the NBA.
Yeah.
NBA basketball, NBA. Actually, it wasn't actually NBA then, but they started playing professional basketball. It later merged and became the NBA. Since 1946, there have only been 5 guys, Jenny, to have a 27-8-8 season. Prior to LeBron doing it, the oldest guy to ever have done it was Russell Westbrook at the ripe age of 28. LeBron James did it at 33 and 34, and he washed. KD, Kawhi.
Can you define wash so just we're there?
It's saying that when people say you're washed up, you're no longer you.
Okay, so it is washed up. that
Washed
we're
up,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Okay,
So
all right.
they just took,
You know what? I wish you just add the up.
No,
Well, I mean, just add it.
No, we skip. You know
It's
that
just
computer.
too weird.
No, we
It's
just
like, did you take a shower or what? You washed? I don't know.
We got to cut.
We need to wash off last year. Is that how you did it?
Bro, you
In the
washed.
past.
So, Skip, he heard all of that. You trumpeted that. He's not the same. I mean, think about this, Skip. The man did something that hadn't been done by a guy over the age of 28. And he did it at 33 and 34. And I saw with D. Wade. He said, man, y'all need to stop this. Talking about this man is washed with 27-8-8 and 99% of the league. Kevin Durant, is Kevin Durant washed? Is Kawhi washed? Is Paul George? Was Larry Bird washed? Because they never did it. Never, ever, ever. Some of the greats. 5 men has done it. LeBron James is the only man to do it over the age of 30. He didn't do it at 30. He didn't do it at 31. He didn't do it at 32. He did it at 33, 34. And so you keep saying that, wash. Man, woo.
I don't say it. I don't even like it.
Yeah, you do. I know what you're talking. He's no longer the best. Got you out here wearing a Kawhi jersey after you done called a man number 2. Say, I can't call him number 2 because that's what he remind me of.
He wanted me back over.
Nah, he want you back over.
Opening night. Woo.
And that's the last time we saw him play. And that's the last time. I'm glad you brought that up. That's the last time we saw him play.
You know what?
Opening night.
He might not play until Christmas Day.
He
at
might
the rate
not.
he's going, and that will be against your guys.
That's okay. He's going to catch you there on Christmas Day, too. Hold on. 26, 8, and 11. The best record in the NBA. Is that any good? Can I interest you in that?
8?
Nah,
only 8?
Hold on. Because, hold on.
How
8
can you only
rebounds.
average 8? He's 6'9".
Hold on.
You can do better than that.
I mean,
Little
think about
6'3" Russell Westbrook averages 10. Isn't he? Russ is already averaging 10 for the Rockets.
Skip. First
what are you doing?
Here's the thing. When you got 6'10" Anthony Davis, you got 6'10" Dwight Howard, you got 7' JaVale McGee. Skip, he doesn't need to exert himself in that manner. And plus, when Russell go to 8 straight finals, when Russell play in 2 Olympics, when Russell does all that, holla at me. Because Russell was one and done. So he has a lot of energy to burn because he's one and done. You know that, Skip Bayless, so I want you to stop. You being so disrespectful to the king. He deserves better than this. Yes. Did you see the emoji? Didn't Jenny say he had an emoji at the end?
Yeah.
He was like, shh, crown me.
Presumptuous.
Emojis say a lot these days, guys.
So all I'm saying is this. What we're seeing is LeBron James healthy, LeBron James rested, and a rested, healthy LeBron James, they said there's nothing more dangerous than a cornered animal. There's nothing more.
He's a cornered animal.
No. There's nothing more dangerous than a rested, healthy LeBron James. And you about to find that out.
Well, I've been watching.
You about to find that out.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Thank you. I got a whole lot to say
Go
about
ahead with it,
everything
then.
we just talked about. I'm going to give you this. LeBron so far has been better than I thought he would be in year 17. He's off to a nice start, but I definitely don't see an MVP front-running start.
Whoa.
And I'm hearing people all over the television, everywhere I turn, talk about, he's going to win his, what would it be up to now? His fifth MVP. First one since 2013.
Right.
It's a long time ago, 2013. So that would be highly. If he pulled that off, I would be in awe.
I mean, would you be in awe here because he's winning MVP in year 17?
Okay, I would give him a standing ovation. In fact, I might stand up on this table and give him an ovation if he wins regular season MVP in year 17.
No, you know what you gonna say? Giannis, someone else should have won it. This was a correlate. This was a consolation prize.
If he wins it, I will stand on this table and give him applause.
I'm not going to forget that.
Okay.
It's a long way to go. What are they now? What are we up to?
6-1.
6-1.
75 games. They got 75 games
82,
They got
right?
75 left.
Do you remember the story of the tortoise and the hare? How the hare was just racing, and then all of a sudden things happened along the trail, and then the tortoise slowly passed him?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just reminding you here.
That's a tale.
Okay, here's what I don't see yet. I don't see MVP, and I don't see reasons for him to prematurely gloat about, look what I'm doing, to prematurely try to tell the world, I told you so, because it was all about
y'all did.
Comeback season for the ages.
Isn't that what y'all did after one game?
Who's
prematurely? Y'all.
Who's y'all?
You, because you hyped up on this game. That's why you got back on Kawhi's bandwagon, remember?
Yep.
After the first game, what he did to the King.
He did do it.
Okay, after one game, it's prematurely.
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
So what I'm seeing in year 17 is a little bit of a shock to me because I'm seeing LeBron's skin get thinner and thinner by the social media post. And I'm seeing a guy who's a little bit tormented about all the criticism he took. And I remind you, remember the Kyle Kuzma quote? It was to Kerry Champion in the offseason about how this offseason you see people just slandering his name. Slandering his name. And I'm thinking off that quote, did he not deserve the slander? Because last year was embarrassing. Was it not embarrassing? Seriously. Was that not a pathetic year by the King standards? If you keep king, crowning yourself with king emojis.
Because guess what you couldn't do, Skip? Because remember last year, Jenny, they lost some games early. If you're the king, if you're the best player, you got to close those games. You can't say that now. You can't say it now. Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You remember last year? They lost to Houston. They lost to Portland.
I got it.
Yes.
And he failed to close all those games. They should have won 5 games early that they didn't win.
What about now?
Okay, well, I'm going to get there. Let me finish about last year.
Okay.
The internet was overrun with low-light tapes, blooper tapes of LeBron James.
You put them out.
And we create. No, I didn't.
No,
because
you did.
There's one with like 12 lowlights, but we have a little one. We have 4. Hey, can we see it? Can we see it? No, I want to remind everybody, this was just last year. He threw it off the backboard. That's pathetic.
I have this memorized.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Kuzma had to push him out to play 3-point defense. What are you doing? LeBron's rolling the ball up the floor, rolling. I'm going to kick it out of bounds. Come on, you're the king? That was embarrassing. And then Hazonia blocks your last-second shot at the Garden?
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden?
That's when you knew he was hurt, Skip.
You're just hitting bottom all year long. So people are slandering his name. No, they're just criticizing him because he deserves it. It was justified last year. He had a pathetic year. So now let's get to this year, shall we?
Yes.
So he's averaging 26, 8 rebounds, and 11 assists.
Yes.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. He's shooting a career-low 29% from the three-point line. Do you love that?
No.
29%?
What's he shooting from the field?
From the field is good, but he's the best attacker of the basket we've ever seen. But he's 78% from the free throw line.
That?
You got to bet with me for 75%. I don't know. It's starting to still seem a little shaky.
You like that? Like in the words of first cousin, you like that?
We're talking about the MVP.
Okay.
So what is the best indicator of MVP? It's PER, right?
Yes.
Player efficiency rating. So he's up there. He's 7th, but he's not first. So let's not make him the MVP. Giannis is first.
Okay. Giannis is going to be his toughest competition.
Guess who's second? The new Clipper. Kawhi Leonard is second. So 1, 2.
Skip, he'll never get MVP. Taking the rest that the writers would never vote that.
But I'm just showing you in PER in the games that he's played, he has had an overall better efficiency rating than LeBron James has because he's shooting 29% from the three-point line, and that just does not work.
I mean, think about it. So you factor that in. He's shooting 29% from the three, but he's still shooting a higher percentage from the field than Kawhi, who's shooting 36% from the three. So what does that tell you, Skip Bayless?
Okay, so this is what told me happened in Game 1. This was a playoff type game. Didn't we agree with this? It felt like a playoff game.
There are no playoff type games in October.
Clippers, Lakers. It was a Clippers home game, but it was in the house that the Lakers built. It's their house, and the Clippers, you say, just rent it, right?
Yep, they do.
So on opening night, what happened? The game was tied going to the fourth quarter, and what happened to LeBron James in the fourth quarter? He went 1 for 4. He missed 1 3-point shot that he took. He didn't get to the free throw line in the fourth quarter, and he had a grand total of 2 points, while his new co-star, Anthony Davis, went 0 for 2 in the fourth quarter with 1 rebound and no free throws and no points. So the 2 new superstar Lakers came up empty in a fourth quarter that the Clippers finally pulled away and won 27-17 in the fourth quarter to win by 10 points. So the game is right there for the taking, and the now front runner for MVP did not take it, which inspired the great Kenny Smith on TNT on the postgame show Inside the NBA to make a resounding statement about the king. And I think we still have that.
Oh, you think we do, huh?
I don't know for sure. We might have it, but do you remember?
I remember.
Here it is.
The only guy in the world who could actually do it did it tonight. Kawhi Leonard made LeBron James look athletic. There's not many guys that can contain him in key moments the way he did. We saw it last year, but there was no LeBron in the playoffs. So I was like, oh, well, you're doing it, but you're not doing it against a guy who is the best at it. Tonight, he did it against the guy who's the best at it.
He said he made LeBron look not athletic.
I'm just waiting on him. I'm just waiting on Kenny Smith to have this Bill Polian moment. Because it's coming. We talk about that a little later. But it's coming.
I messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we go to the Dallas game last Friday night, and LeBron played great in the game until they're down 3 with 6 seconds to go. And what happened on this play, I thought LeBron was going to just pull up and take the 3 to tie because he's the best player on the planet. You say he is still the crown him king, right? And let's see what happened on this play. It unfolds with Danny Green inbounding Avery Bradley, who kicks it to LeBron. Shoot it! Shoot it! Just pull up. No, he drives to the basket down 3, and he kicks it to Danny Green for a Ray Allen moment from the corner. At the buzzer, he makes it.
You know why he did that? Because he knew you were standing up, wanted him to shoot it, and then when he passed it to Danny Green and the ball went in, Jimmy was skip on the floor. Damn.
Well, at least LeBron didn't make it.
Hold on. Just skip. It's a test.
Okay, you know what? I wasn't doing damn. I was really I turned to Ernestine and I said, I can't believe he didn't shoot it.
I can't.
Okay, wait a second. So he's the new front runner for MVP, and he willingly chose not to take the last shot. I don't know if it was by design in the huddle or if it by choice when the ball touched his hands. One way or the other, he chose not to take the last shot.
If you don't mind me asking, in overtime, when the Patriots came all the way back, did Tom Brady throw the ball in the end zone, or did they hand the ball to James White and he run it in the end zone?
Well, he had to convert 3 straight 3rd and 10s to get in position.
In the Super Bowl.
Oh, in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, against Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
Did he throw it in the end zone, or did they run it in the end zone? Did you say, why did Tom Brady throw the ball in the end zone?
Timeout. Tom Brady in the fourth quarter and overtime of that Atlanta Super Bowl threw for 246 yards.
Did you see what
your analogy does not apply.
Skip. Did you see what he did in the fourth quarter? Did you see what LeBron did in the fourth quarter against the Dallas Mavericks?
Okay, all I care about is the last shot. He co-signed. Is he the MVP? Is he the king?
Yeah.
The king takes that shot.
No, Skip.
Come on.
Skip,
seriously. I'm not trying to do anything.
No.
Doesn't he just take the last shot?
I just want to make sure. So there were 2 shots in NBA Finals games in which Steve Kerr took the last shot and John Paxson. And Michael Jordan.
Okay, this is down 3 on the road at Dallas in an early season game in which you say you're the king.
Skip.
You say, I'm back. I'm not the hashtag wash king, right?
Skip, see what
you're trying. Take the shot.
No, Skip, see what you're trying to do. You're trying to say because he didn't take the last shot, he's not the MVP. He scored 7 points in fourth quarter. He scored 9 in overtime. What about that?
Well, I was just disappointed that he co-signed on I'm not going to take the last shot.
Even the man upstairs. Yeah. You see the light flickering? I don't know if the people at home saw that. The light started flickering because he know you fooling around.
They think you're blasphemous right now because you're not telling the truth. You're not speaking your heart on this.
I'm speaking absolutely my heart.
By the way, brings me to the next game on the road at my team at Spurs, right, on Sunday evening.
What did he do, Skip?
I'll tell you what he did. LeBron James in that game went 0 for 6 from the three-point line, and he went 5 for 10 from the free throw line. And in the fourth quarter, he went 0 for 3 from 3 and 3 of 6 from the free throw line, and yet they won in spite of him. Is that MVP quality?
What about them five assists that he had?
He had lots of nice numbers, but guess who took over the fourth quarter in that game? Dwight Howard came out of nowhere with 10.6 rebounds and 2 blocks in the fourth quarter.
But you see what you do, Skip?
In the fourth quarter.
All I'm trying to get you to do is hold LeBron to the same Tom Brady. Now, in the Super Bowl, how did Tom Brady play? No touchdown, an interception, a 26 QBR. He went along for a hell of a ride because it was the defense and Sonny Michel.
Who completed 5 straight passes in the game-winning touchdown drive? Well, who did?
Okay.
No, don't help me out. Who did?
What about those?
Who threw the pass of the game to Gronk?
The pass.
Well, it was the only pass. It was a low-scoring game, wasn't it?
Why not?
3-0 at that point?
Why was it the only? Hold on, Tom Brady's the GOAT. And you mean to tell me he can only mount one drive? The GOAT?
Against Wade Phillips, who has been his nemesis wherever Wade has been, and you still cracked the code in the end, and you scored?
Hold on. There is no code for the GOAT.
Yeah.
There is no GOAT.
I thought we were talking about LeBron, and please don't put LeBron in the same sentence with Tom Brady.
I put him ahead of it.
We're going to get struck by lightning.
You already started it.
We're talking LeBron is the un-Brady because he's 3-6 in the finals to Tom's 6-3 in the finals.
What we're talking about is that LeBron responding to a heckler, and you said he seems to have the thinnest of skin. I've seen LeBron. I've seen this go. Skip, I just can't believe that people actually go to the game, not for the enjoyment of the game, but they want their 5-15 minutes of fame. Because, Skip, Skip, one of the greatest hecklers of all time was Robin Thicke. You remember him? He stood behind the bench
at Washington.
The Bullets, and now they became the Wizards.
Yep.
He was so good at what he did. Charles Barkley, when he was with the Suns, actually flew him to the finals and put him directly behind the Bulls bench.
Okay.
Now, Skip, it didn't last very long because he got thrown out before the first quarter even got underway because he was going in on Jordan so hard. But this
guy was not a professional heckler.
No, the guy that did LeBron, no.
Okay.
Thicke was a professional, and he was good at what he does.
Okay.
But Skip, they're getting ridiculous. Of course the man's going to respond, and he just wants you to know. Y'all say I'm washed.
Okay.
I bet there are a lot of guys want to be washed like me.
Okay, so speaking of washed, let's talk about the Chicago game in which the fourth quarter started with the visiting team, the Lakers, down 13 at Chicago. With the king on the bench.
Yes.
So he might as well have gone and taken a shower to get washed up.
There you go.
But he's on the bench. And what happens? The second unit explodes.
Yeah, Skip.
And they go on a 14-0 run. And when LeBron finally sets foot back on the court, his team has gone from 13 down with him on the floor to 1 up thanks to the shock troops, right?
Skip,
that's the MVP. I remember, this is the front-running MVP.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correct. Are we playing tennis, singles, golf, or are we playing a team sport called basketball? So what the hell does he have teammates for if they're not going to pull their weight?
Well, he wasn't pulling his.
Oh, my goodness, Skip, he kept him afloat. He had 16 in the first half.
I'm glad you brought that up. Could we see those 2 shots he missed in the first half?
Goodness.
No, these are late in the second quarter. The game is falling apart.
Skip, you are ridiculous.
Watch this.
Oh, my God.
LeBron, it's a right-handed layup. That's the MVP. That's the front runner for MVP. Would Giannis have missed that? Would Kawhi have missed that?
Skip Bayless.
Come on.
Hold on. Time out.
That's a right-handed layup.
Skip, can I get a 20
It's like layup drill.
In basketball.
Just dunk it.
Can I get a 20-second timeout?
Yeah.
Now, just a week ago, you had them pull 2 shots of free throws in which Giannis airballed them. Now you're sitting here right now saying Giannis is the MVP.
I didn't say he's the MVP. I think Kawhi should be, but that's a whole nother.
How are you going to be the MVP and you only play?
Every time he plays, he just dominates like nobody. Wait a second, we didn't see the other shot. This is the other shot in the second quarter. The second one. Well, I'm saying, LeBron, what are you doing? This is the MVP. LeBron, what is that? That's an air ball. That went completely over everything, over the rim, over everything. LeBron, what are you doing? You're better than that. LeBron, you looked a little washed on that play. Am I right?
First of all,
am I right?
No, he did not look washed, Skip Bayless, because 30, 10, and 11 says no.
That's funny. That's blooper material.
How can you, hold up, I just want to know, how can you be the MVP if you only play a quarter of the games?
I mean, don't even get me started. He plays when he feels like it, so.
It's good work if you can get it, right? And he got it.
Must be nice.
All I'm saying is, doesn't that factor in when a guy sits on the back-to-back? Now, there's 13 back-to-back. So at the bare minimum, Kawhi Leonard is missing 13 games.
Okay, last year he missed 22 games in Toronto and nobody noticed.
Skip, I said at the bare minimum.
Okay.
Now, at least last year he had a legitimate reason because he had the quadricep tendinosis.
Well, did he?
Oh,
who knows?
Now who knows? The guy that you said, Skip Bayless, you said he quit his way.
He did.
Out of San Antonio.
I told you the other day.
He quit on my team.
Yep. He quit. He quit his way out of town. He missed 73 games with a thigh bruise.
He does it.
And you know what? He wanted to go through Toronto with a quick layover to get home to L.A. And he didn't want to join the king. He wanted to dethrone the king in his house.
Now, in his trade demands, he did not put anything about the Clippers. He said he wanted to go to the Lakers. And they said they were not sending him to the Lakers. Remember, Skip Bayless? So stop saying that. He didn't have the Clippers because I can assure you, if he had the Clippers on his list, they might have sent him to the Clippers and pulled Lou Williams and pulled Gallinari and pulled some of those pieces away.
Maybe.
Because I'm definitely, Pat Beverly is definitely his type, coach, Pop's type of a guy.
Wasn't Kawhi playing chess while the rest of us were trying to play checkers with where he was going? Wasn't he one move ahead of us all the way home?
Okay.
No. He pulled it off.
This is not about Kawhi. This is about the king.
The washed king.
Yeah, he ain't washed.
No.
Yeah, y'all, you keep saying that. That's
okay. Is he your MVP so far?
Right now, yeah.
He is, after all I just showed you?
6-1. Hey, hold on. All I know is, hold on. They tell now, from what I've been reading, you the best player on the best team.
Best record.
I thought you told me Anthony Davis was going to be the MVP.
Can't deny it right now.
Didn't you?
I said right now.
No mercy.
Despite the Patriots suffering their first loss of the season, Pro Football Focus still has New England as their top-rated team in the league. The Patriots have the highest-rated defense and 12th-rated offense. And right on the Patriots' heels are the 5-3 Cowboys, who have the highest-ranked offense and 9th-ranked defense. The undefeated 49ers were rated as the 3rd best team. So, Shannon, do you have a problem with these rankings?
What I normally say? Hell yeah, I got a problem with it. Some bull jive, Skip Bayless, and you know it.
Well, just clean it up and say, heck yes.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
Clean it
I
up,
do.
Shannon.
Yes, I absolutely
Come
have a
on.
problem with this. This is some bull jive, Skip, and you know it, buddy.
Yes.
Yes, some bull jive. Hold on. They take into account all these when you throw a pick, the position on the field in which you throw a pick, or if the receiver should have caught the ball. They take all this. How do you got the Patriots defense number 1 when they played trash offenses? They played one playoff caliber team and got the brakes beat off them on both sides of the football. And we keep talking about the Patriots. Hold on. All I hear about the offensive line, they lost their left tackle, David Andrews, the center, talking like him, rest his soul, like he's Mike Webster. The running back, Sonny Michel, something happened. The wide receivers, Josh Gordon is gone, and N'Keal Harry. I keep all of it. And number 1, did we just not witness them get their eyes beat out on Sunday night? A simple yes or a simple no will suffice. I'm asking you.
I wouldn't go eyes beat out. It was 30-20 late in the third.
What was the final score?
Well, it got out of hand.
Okay, their eyes got beat out. Okay, now. I'm done with them. They're on a bye week. They should be. I'm done with the Patriots. No,
Really?
they should not be number 1.
Does that mean you're writing them off?
No, I'd say the Cowboys.
Well, they don't have any eyes anymore.
Skip.
They can't even see, right?
Skip.
They got their eyes beat out.
Skip.
Yeah, they got a problem.
Skip, they got their eyes beat out. Yeah, they did. Skip, the Cowboys at number 2. Really?
Really?
They feasted. They've got, in the words of my esteemed colleague Rob Parker, they feasted on bad teams. They've gotten fat on bad teams, Skip, and you know it. Skip, you know this is. I'm trying to figure out if you're the number 1 offense and you can run the ball, how did your quarterback have 8 picks and 15 touchdowns? How? You played New Orleans without Drew Brees and you catch the L. Really? Sam Darnold, the man, Skip, I don't know, it's right up there, butt fumble, seeing ghosts. I mean, why does bad things always happen to Jets quarterback? You know that? Ever since Joe Namath, it's been bad happening to him.
Something.
The black cat must have came on the field. He got a late start. He got a late start. He was trying to come to the Jets game, but it wasn't quite. So he took it. He got lost. Butt fumble, seeing ghosts, and that team beat your team. Beat them. Now I know a situation. Played the Green Bay Packers. Team that's gonna be in the playoffs, Jenny. 7-0, 14, 17, 24, 31-3. I just want to know where.
Then what happened?
Hold on. No. Time out, Skip Billy. I just want to know where that number 1 offense was. Where it was at the time that it started going. Doom, da-doom, da-da-doom, da-da-doom. Where was that offense then?
You want me to answer?
No, not yet. No, answer on your own time. This is my time. I'm using my time to speak about this. Skip, look, I'm going to turn it over to you. And the Saints.
You're out.
Hold up, Skip. The Saints, did we not just, hold on. The Saints lost 1 game, and they won a lion's share of those games without Drew Brees.
Yep.
Is he back? Because I think if his first game back, he threw for 5 tubs and 373.
Saints are 5th in this ranking.
Some bull jive. Hold on, what about the 49ers? Have they lost the game?
They're 3rd.
Have they lost the game?
Yep.
Nope.
Skip.
By the way, the Vikings are 4th on this list.
Skip, you know what?
Don't hate it,
Yeah.
and thank you for bringing
Here's
that
the
up,
thing, Skip. And I'm going to turn it over. This is, Skip, you know I played 12 years for the Broncos. I bleed blue and orange. My name's up in the stadium.
Yeah.
I got a monument out front in Monument Park. The Broncos are not the 6th best team in football. And so with that being said, I'm sorry, Bronco fans. You know I love y'all.
Is legit.
I don't care, but guess what? It's a team. They don't just play like I used to tell Ray all the time. You can't go to the Super Bowl without us.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
That's a hard one.
you know what? Pro Football Focus here. Here's what I'm going to do with you.
For everyone
What's
at home,
over there?
that
I don't
is
know what's
in the
over there.
trash.
Trash?
Yes.
You just
Shannon
put Pro
has
Football
thrown it away.
Focus in
Yes.
Quick question. How do you bleed, what are their colors? Orange
Blue and
and blue?
orange.
How do you bleed that and you love the Chiefs now? I don't get it.
I don't love
The Chiefs are your arch rival.
Skip.
You're on the Chiefs. You picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
Oh.
All I hear about is my homeboy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's the wrong team.
Skip, the fact of the matter is that I have to remain some type of credibility. I can't pick the Broncos when I know they got zero chance of making the Super Bowl. Have you seen their quarterback? Well, the
Which quarterback?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
The first start?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, just for the record, I have to toot my own horn here because nobody else on the show will.
No, you're absolutely right.
So, before the year started, I actually picked to be in the Super Bowl, New England over Dallas in the Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
So the highly respected Pro Football Focus halfway through the season says New England is ranked first and Dallas is ranked second. So my Super Bowl pick, boy, by their standards, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? I said New England over Dallas, and they've got New England over Dallas 1-2 in their rankings.
Yeah, I'm going to see who you're going to pick in a couple of weeks.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm going to see who you're going to pick in a couple of weeks.
So I totally agree with these rankings, obviously, but I will be the first to admit I'm a little concerned about the New England Patriots because I do not think Tom Brady will have quite enough help to do what I think he can do because he doesn't have Gronkowski this year. They could fix it last year. They had all kinds of disasters on the way to the Super Bowl last year. Do I have to remind you what happened at Jacksonville, at Detroit, at Tennessee, at Miami? Do you remember these games?
Right.
We came in here every week and you sat over there and said, they're done. That's it. Write them off. Brady's washed up. He's the wash king.
No, stop it.
Right?
No.
No, come on. And yet this year, I see an offensive line that can't protect him and cannot establish the run. And I don't know what happened to Sony Michel. I don't know. Is he banged up? Is he lost his confidence? Is he in Belichick's doghouse? I don't know. Will he escape the doghouse and get them off to the kind of playoff run that they were on last year?
Hold on.
You got to have some kind of running game to take some pressure off the quarterback.
Well, look, I remember. Are you saying Brady needs more help? Because I remember you bashed LeBron over the head for saying LeBron's always crying about he needs more help. Are you saying Tom Brady needs help?
Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, in this game, as you might remember from your days playing, it requires 10 other men on offense and 11 on defense.
Oh, really?
So LeBron, when he chooses, can actually play the other end of the floor on defense.
But it also requires 4 other guys, right? So it's right.
Okay.
So having teammates helps. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Well, he's got a lot of help this year.
Oh, so now you complaining
might have the most help he's ever had, right?
So now you can play LeBron. Go ahead.
Okay. So he's down, obviously, his left tackle, Isaiah Wynn. But ironically, Isaiah Wynn can come off IR for the Cowboys game, which comes up in a couple of weeks, late November, right? At Foxborough.
Ooh.
And again, N'Keal Harry was their first-round pick at wide receiver, and he's off IR, didn't play Sunday night at Baltimore, but I'm going to assume a week from Sunday at Philadelphia, N'Keal Harry will play.
Okay.
Can a rookie make that big a difference in this offense? I don't know, but that's the only shot that he has, unless over the bye week,
Unless you Gronk.
he talks Gronk into coming back, and you say he's too skinny to come back and play tight end, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like he's got big issues because he's now skinny Gronk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's skinny Gronk.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that works out.
Skinny Gronk, but he told me he's down between 15 and 18 pounds.
Okay. Well, maybe he could play wideout because they don't really have a wideout.
How hard is that to get back?
Separate.
Let's say he just had, how hard is that to get back?
Oh, he ain't guaranteed no 15, 18 pounds. That's going to take months.
Okay.
His mind is not in football. His mind is not where it needs to be to play NFL football.
Okay. So, but yet in the end, there's one guy in football, sports, I do not bet against. It's that guy, number 12, Tom Brady.
Why you telling me about Sony Michel not being able to run? Why you talking about Isaiah Wynn and David Andrews?
I just figure Brady will figure it out.
Well, we should have brought that other stuff
their
up.
Their schedule is such that, okay, they go at Philly, then they get Dallas at home, at Houston. You think they're going to, really? You're predicting these? You got 3 straight losses?
Yeah.
Then they got the Chiefs at home. That's at 4th, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 4 in a row. Then they...
I ain't said no 4 in a row, but they're going to be, hold on, you got Houston in there somewhere.
I did. I said at Philly, Dallas, at Houston,
They're going to lose 2. They're going to lose 3 in a row, beat Houston, and then lose to the Chiefs.
3 in a row. It's 2 in a row.
No, they already lost to Baltimore.
Okay, I got it. So they're going to lose 3 in a row.
Yep.
Okay, so you're picking my Cowboys to win up there. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I figured them.
Okay, so at Philly, they're going to lose to Dallas.
Because you tell me Dak is that guy. If Dak that guy, he got Skip. If Dak beat Tom Brady, I'm getting a Dak Prescott jersey and wearing it.
Seriously?
No.
Wait, you just predicted that they would. So you're predicting you're going to wear a Dak jersey?
No, I would predict they win, but I ain't wearing no jersey.
Okay. Then they finish up at Cincinnati, Buffalo, and Miami. So
Really?
Again, okay, that's
really
Tough way to
okay.
finish.
All right. So I figure that they're going to lose one more game, and they're still going to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and they're still going to be in the AFC Championship game, and they're still going to get to the Super Bowl. And I don't know who will make it to Foxborough for the AFC. I hope it's Lamar Jackson, because I would be on the edge of my seat to see that rematch. And yesterday, Lamar predicted we will see them again, which is a bold statement for a second-year quarterback in this league, but more power to him.
where my homeboy going? And they make it seem like my homeboy fell off the cliff.
Well,
He ain't going nowhere.
okay, defense is starting to show some life, maybe.
But if
That's your pick to win it all. You sticking with it?
Yeah, I ain't got no choice. They still got their offense is their best defense. Like racing out to a big lead, taking the run game out of it so they can just pin their ears back.
Okay. So, to my Cowboys. My biggest concern is the defense that Pro Football Focus ranks 9th, because there are occasions when my defense does not show up for the kickoff, and I do not
What about your
understand
offense?
it. My offense always shows up.
No, not against the Jets. They had 3 points at the half.
Okay.
Not against the Saints. They had 3 points.
But
not against Green Bay. They had 3 points.
Who's the best player on the team?
No.
Well, who is the best?
Zeke.
Thank you. Okay. Well, he didn't show up in those games.
Yes.
He didn't show up. He was non-existent in those games. He's the driving force.
How many picks your quarterback throw in those 3 games?
Which game?
In the 3 games in which they had 3 points, a total of 9 at the half.
I already told you the 3 against Green Bay. He deserved 1.
4.
Yeah.
That's how many he threw.
He didn't. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
But it's on his resume.
Okay, but I tell you, he deserved 1 of those.
He deserved all of them that he got.
Brought him all the way back to within a botched field goal of an onside kick.
We don't count
to
that.
within a foul on a 2-point conversion play, an obvious pass interference.
Okay, let's just say for the sake of argument, Skip Bayless, you and Ernestine y'all go to Whole Foods, and the groceries is $65.17.
Yeah.
And you and Ernestine got $50 between the two of you.
Well.
You getting the groceries? All they want to know is you got the $65.17 to get all these groceries. Did he bring them all the way back? A simple no or a simple yes?
Ernestine would just pull out her credit card.
No, she ain't got no credit card. You left the credit card at home.
No, she left the credit card at home? She would never do that.
All you got is cash. Straight cash, homie.
You're using the credit card again?
Yeah, exactly.
Cash.
Ernestine,
Like
what's this charge?
What I'm saying, Skip Bayless, see, you want to give Dak credit for almost. We don't do that. I don't do almost. I got QBR and I got almost off my menu.
I'm going to agree with you on this point. My team has underachieved through the first 8 games, and my team is still 5-3 and leading the division. And all I care about is getting in the tournament. So at 5-3, they're poised on course to win the division. They're probably going to go on the road for if you win the division, you're going to get a home game.
You are not winning that, though.
But you're going to have to play 3 games to get to the Super Bowl.
I don't believe you guys are going to win the division, and I don't believe the wild card is coming out of the NFC East. So there's that.
There's that. So it's time for my team to start achieving. And the schedule is tough, but I think my team will live up to the hard games. My team is loaded. That's what Pro Football Focus looks at. They're just saying this team has firepower.
You lived up. You played 8. You played 8 games, right? You played 8 games.
Yep, 5-3. We lived up 1 time.
Exactly.
Yep, 1 time.
And it was against 1 team. What about the Saints? Did you live up? Did you live up to the Packers? Aaron Rodgers on you. Aaron Rodgers, that's Aaron Rodgers. That's Aaron Rodgers home.
My quarterback threw for 463 yards, and you say he can't throw.
Skip.
He's inaccurate. How can you be inaccurate and throw for 463 in a game? Nobody's ever done that inaccurately.
Skip. I mean, Tim Tebow threw for 340-something in a playoff game.
Well, I kept telling you so.
Yeah, he threw that, and how'd that work out?
Okay, well, anyway, I never said he was inaccurate.
He was inaccurate. Stop it. Anyway, as I was saying, Skip, he threw for all those yards. They were empty calorie yards, Skip. When the score, he had 0 touchdowns when the game was in 1 score. That's not great. As a matter of fact, that's abysmal. That's awful. Downright awful, and you know it.
323 he threw for in the second half. How many quarterbacks on this planet are capable of throwing for 323 and a half?
Hold on.
Not many. Not many.
How many of them?
I can count them on one hand.
How many will be down by 28 points? So, and I can name them. Drew Brees can do that. Deshaun Watson can do that. Patrick Mahomes can do that. Tom Brady can do that. Matthew Stafford can do that. Russell Wilson can do that. Do I need to keep going? Because when you're down, Skip, and there's no threat, you don't have to worry about running the ball because you're down 28. I just want to know how you got down 28.
Did you see Green Bay playing prevent in that game? I did not. I saw really tough, nose-to-nose, man-to-man across the ball.
I saw your offense playing prevent from getting themselves in the end zone thanks to your quarterback throwing picks. takes?
Well, we're 5-3. We're leading the division, and I think we're going to close very strongly and be the talk of the NFL. And I love Pro Football Focus. I believe in it. I rely on it. And it spoke again.
Whatever.
It screamed at you, Shannon. You're in trouble again.
Everybody at home knows the mere fact that the Denver Broncos are rated the 6th best team in football.
Yeah.
Renders that.
Threw your notes
It's
away,
garbage.
so,
It's
yeah,
trash,
that's
right?
what he did.
Pro
Threw 'em
Football
away.
Focus is trash, says Shannon Sharpe.
Harsh.
That's not, I mean, you shouldn't interrupt your normally scheduled program to break that news. Hell, I've been thought that.
What about the
Really?
Vikings 4? You good?
I can live with that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you
Appreciate
can
it.
now.
I just can't live with the 1 and
Skip.
2.
So now we have 2 versus 4 on Sunday. That's
Not a bad
big game.
matchup.
Woo.
Oh, this is purple, by the way. It doesn't read purple on air, but I'm wearing purple
It doesn't read
today,
purple
Skip.
right now.
Skip, this is Vikings purple, okay? This is what I'm dealing with.
Okay.
Well,
And I feel like
actually, it
it's
looks like
gonna
the
be good
color.
luck
It looks
for
like
us.
the color that Facebook and Instagram is blocked. That's what color it looks like.
Oh, it's purple. Come on, guys.
I mean, it looks like
TV.
purple on television.
That's all I can do. I was going to wear a hat, but I thought it'd be too much. I'm just going to wait for Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just wait
We
for
got
Monday.
bragging rights on Monday, Jenny.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking for.
No mercy. No mercy.
How about this next story? Former NFL GM and Hall of Famer Bill Polian is backtracking on saying that Lamar Jackson would be better suited as a wide receiver instead of a quarterback 2 years ago, ahead of the draft. Polian said he was using a, quote, traditional quarterback standard when assessing Lamar. The Hall of Famer also said that the Ravens have found a way to use Lamar's dynamic skills and that the bottom line is the fact that he was wrong about the Ravens QB. Appreciate that honesty. Shannon,
Yep.
what is your reaction to this?
I'm glad he admitted it. And the analysis that he used, Skip, was white guy, 6'4.5", 6'5", 230 to 240 pounds, that just drop back and throw it. Because the team that he's built, Buffalo, Jim Kelly, Indianapolis.
Wait, did he say that? Or
No, I'm saying that's his analysis. That's what.
That's his analysis.
That's, yeah,
That's his mindset.
Right.
Okay, all right,
No. That's not what he said. No, I'm saying that's the framework in which he's using for a quarterback.
Okay.
So anything that's outside of that,
Yep.
he can't. It's like this, Skip. He can't see outside because the blinder says the quarterback needs to be 6'4.5", 230, 240 pounds, drop back passer. Well, Lamar Jackson, he said, in Baltimore has done a great job using the skill set. Skip, every quarterback that plays in the NFL that is successful has a system that's really catered to what they do well. They're not running the read option with Drew Brees. They bring Taysom Hill to run that, Skip. Aaron Rodgers is in an offense. Aaron Rodgers couldn't run with the offense that Lamar Jackson. Why would you put him in that? That's not his skill set. So to say, well, everybody does that. Peyton Manning had an offense that utilized his skill set.
Sure.
So that's what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
So this notion, when you hear people say, well, you have to run a system, especially for a cap, every quarterback that's successful has a system that's catered to their skill set. That's what makes them successful. Guys are successful when you have a system, be it offense or defense, Skip, that caters to their skill set. Hell, we weren't trying to block 50 plays a game. We had an offense that was catered to what I do really well. Yeah, block the backside a couple of times. You have to block front side, but get down the field, Shannon. Can you get down the field? Can you be a matchup? So, look, it's disappointing because it's also lazy analysis, Skip. Skip, they make it seem like the dude ran the single wing in college. He won the Heisman, and he threw for over 3,000 yards both years. His junior year, Skip, was actually better than his sophomore year in which he won the Heisman.
I'm looking at the numbers, and that's pretty true. Yep. It's close,
Yes.
but it's, yeah, you're right.
And so, and when you look at it, but Skip, not even give it to say, oh, yeah, he should transfer to wide receiver. Bill has been around this game long enough. Skip, there have been two positions, and people don't realize, and I was talking to Steve, and he said he didn't know that. There have been two positions that they felt that black men could not play in the NFL. It was the quarterback and the center position. Because the center position is responsible for all the line calls. And they see, the quarterback, well, you got to process information. You got to be able to think on your feet. And for the longest time, they had a hard time wrapping their minds around a black man can think on his feet.
Okay,
He can
wait,
process.
the Miami Dolphins of the 70s had Dwight
Stevenson. He came in the 80s. He came in the 80s. Yeah, he came in the 80s.
I thought he was in the 70s.
No, Dwight came in the 80s. Actually, he came in. He might have came in after Marino. He might have came in with Marino. Yeah, Dwight. Yeah, right. But he had a short career. But you think about it, Skip. You go back to the 50s, 60s, and even 70s. There were not the black centers. And then all of a sudden, they're like, hold on. We can give them that responsibility. They can make line calls. They can reroute the line. And then the quarterback, Skip, we've seen guys lose their jobs for saying, blacks couldn't process information and couldn't handle, couldn't think on their feet.
Yep.
So I'm just disappointed that Bill Polian, being around the game as long as he has, knows that
he's in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, he is, Skip. Being around the game as long as he has, Skip, knows that guys and ability comes in a lot of shapes and packages. Nothing is, you just can't say, okay, well, if it's not this, it won't work. And the way the NFL is set up now, Skip, is different. Guys, when Bill was building teams, Skip, everything was 21 personnel. You had 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and 2 backs. Very, very few teams play 21 personnel, which is 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and 2 backs. Everybody's basically 11 personnel, Skip. Or they're playing, basically 4 wide receivers in 1 back. So I'm glad, at the end of the day, to make a long story short, I'm glad he apologized. I'm glad he admitted he was wrong.
Okay. Can we be clear on one point before I launch on this? I don't think you're accusing Bill Polian of being racist, right?
No.
You're just saying he's got this arch-conservative mindset that was developed in the 60s and 70s, whereby he sees that position as a quote-unquote white position. Because he did draft. He made one great move in his career. He drafted Peyton Manning over Ryan Leaf. So his vision of that position is 6 feet 5 inches, son of Archie Manning, and happens to be a white guy.
When you have success drafting a particular type of, if you look at the Steelers, look at how they draft wide receivers. They have success at drafting that from Antonio Brown to Emmanuel Sanders to Juju Schuster. The guys are all basically about the same height.
Interesting.
They don't get no 6'5" receivers. All of those guys are like 5'10"ish. James Washington. All of those guys are quick, fast, about the same height. And he had success drafting a Peyton Manning, had success building with the Buffalo Bills and Jim Kelly. So said, well, this is the only way I can build a team.
So, just for the record, this is the path that Bill Polian took. He was born in the Bronx, so he's not from the deep South. So he's born in the Bronx. He went to NYU, New York University. They didn't even have football. They don't have football at NYU. And he played on the club football team there. Then he bounced around in the CFL and the USFL. And then he landed with the Buffalo Bills. In 1984. And he didn't draft Jim Kelly or acquire him, but he built around him teams that went to 4 straight Super Bowls. They did lose, but he built teams that got there. So he's
Bruce
really
Smith,
good.
Thurman Thomas,
a whole lot of
Bennett.
Great picks that he made. And then he went to the Colts, and he did draft Peyton, and he built around Peyton.
Edgerrin James.
And they won a Super Bowl. Okay, so now, what do I know about Bill Polian? I got to know him a little bit, worked with him at ESPN. And what was my first big clash with Bill on the air? It wasn't over a black quarterback. It was over a white quarterback named Tim Tebow, who also shattered the mold. He was not your conventional 6'5" drop back passer, right? So Bill Polian told me on the air early in that 2011 season in which Tim finally got his chance to start for your Broncos. You know it well.
I do.
Remember what happened? They're 1-4, dead in the water with Kyle Orton, a quarterback. In the new regime featuring John Elway and John Fox at coach, they finally said, let's throw Tim Tebow into this dumpster fire and let's get it over with. And you know the rest of the story. They win the division, win a playoff game. So early in that year, I had Bill Polian on our show on ESPN, and he went so far as to say, Tim Tebow is not even a quarterback. He's John Riggins. Now, this is old school reference that you know, but John Riggins was a running back.
Hall of
Fame running back for the Washington Redskins, and he was 6'2", 235-ish, somewhere in there. He was 100, I don't know if they call it the 100 meters or 100-yard dash in Kansas in high school.
100-yard dash.
It was the 100-yard dash, and he won the state championship. And he was a hurdler. He was a stud athlete with speed. And I told Bill, number one, Tim doesn't even belong in the same breath with John Riggins as a runner. You know, like as a runner, Tim's more of a tank. You know, he's like a fullback runner.
Right.
With a little bit of shiftiness, but not. He doesn't have that kind of speed.
Right.
What did he run? I think at the baseball tryout or the showcase.
Yeah.
Didn't he run?
They ran the 60 though. They don't run the 40.
I don't think he ran the 40.
Yeah.
But he just runs okay. He's like average speed for his size. And Tim's like
245, 250?
250? Okay. So I said, no, Bill. He's shattering the mold. You got to let him run his college offense, and he can win with his college offense because the deeper he gets into the game, the more accurate he gets because he'll just sort of will the ball to his receiver late in the game, which he continued to do game after game after game.
Okay.
So again, just for the record, I was taking him on because he was saying that a white quarterback should be playing running back. You know, he shouldn't even be playing quarterback, just for the record.
Right.
Now, back to this. It did take a big man to stand up and just say, hey, I swung and missed on this one. Yes, because if you look, like to your point, and again, I'll be the first to admit, I didn't love Lamar's chances coming out, neither did you, but I liked it, and I liked where they got him because I thought there won't be great amount. You know, they didn't take him second overall, so the pressure will be less on him, right?
Right, somewhere between 15, Skip, if he'd have gone to 50, I mean, but to say the man should switch, Skip, saying, okay, I wouldn't take him in the top 10, or I wouldn't take him in top 15, but if you want to say somewhere between 20 and 25, 20, 30, okay, but to say the man should switch position?
So when you look at the Heisman year, he threw for 3,500 yards, which is extraordinary. It was 30 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, but he ran for 21 touchdowns. That's like big-time running back numbers on top of really very good throwing numbers.
Yes.
So you could just see the yards pile up, and to your point, the next year was slightly better across the board.
And we remember the game against Clemson. He and Deshaun Watson.
They hooked up. Yeah, they went back and forth.
That might have been the second best game between Deshaun Watson and Alabama.
And again, Lamar did come up small at the end of that game. He had 4 chances to try to score down close, remember, but whatever. Again, Deshaun is really special as a closer of football games. But the point is, Lamar doesn't look that pretty when he throws it. It just gets where it's supposed to go. He is really accurate. And plus, he can really process fast, and he makes the right choices because his college coach was Bobby Petrino, who coached big-time football in the NFL, right?
He was Mike Vick. Mike Vick rushed for 1,000 yards and had a great season. I think 1 year. I think he played 1 year.
And Bobby Petrino, can he coach passing game offense? You better believe he can.
Did he coach Mike Vick? Did he have Mike Vick for the season?
Sure. It didn't last very long.
You know what? He might have didn't. I think he might have came the year Vick got in that trouble.
But whatever. But remember, he didn't last long.
He's really good. He's really good with quarterbacks.
Okay.
So he got the right kind of teaching early.
Right.
And Ozzie Newsome left. What a parting gift he left his franchise, right?
But what did John Harbaugh say? Instead of trying to find Peyton Manning, let's find a guy and we build the offense around him. Skip, don't you think everybody want a Peyton Manning? Sure, I would like to have a guy that throws for over 70,000 yards and 500-plus touchdowns and go to 4 Super Bowls and win 5 MVP.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
Right. And did I have a big problem with Denver replacing Tim Tebow with Peyton Manning? Nope. No, come on.
No.
Seriously?
Exactly.
Yeah, and then what happened? History happened.
Exactly.
Right?
I'm sure everybody wants that. I'm sure Coach Belichick wants another Tom Brady. But those some guys, Skip, comes along once in a lifetime.
Yep.
What's the likelihood that Coach Belichick is going to find another guy exactly like Tom Brady? Or the Colts are going to find it? They thought they had one in Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
But come on. But he was just lazy in his analysis, and it takes a big man. It took a big man.
I don't even know if he's lazy. That's his mindset.
Appreciate him saying it. Honestly, though,
you just couldn't see it.
Yeah, you got to go. Did he go watch the guy work out?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Lamar proving all of those doubters wrong right now, and it has been fun to watch.
No mercy.
So last night on a nationally televised matchup against Giannis and the Bucks, Kawhi Leonard missed his second game this season due to load management that resulted in a 129-124 loss. According to the NBA League office, the Clippers were compliant with the league's policy on resting players because Kawhi has been listed on the injury report for dealing with a knee issue. So Shannon, is load management becoming a problem?
It is, Skip, because, Skip, this is not like something like the NBA more so than any other league is a superstar-driven league, Skip. And you have these superstars, and Kawhi's a superstar. And he's sitting out, he's already missed a quarter of the season. In played 8 games, he's missed 2 already. So he's missed 25% of the season, Skip. And you see they got 13 back-to-back, so at the bare minimum.
Okay.
Now, this is what, Jenny, this is what I love the internet. Because the internet,
Lot of
Jenny,
stuff.
it keeps it up
Whatever
there
you
for
need.
perpetuity. I love that word, perpetuity. That's my favorite word. You know that's my favorite word? Now, this is what Kawhi said in September.
Oh.
Kawhi said it's different this season. Last year I was going through with an injury that I was dealing with from the year before, still was lingering. We knew it had to be healthy going throughout the season and making it into the playoffs. This time, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling way better than the start of last season. There was really no plan laid out to discuss with everyone.
Really? Maybe he hurt himself in one of those early games. You don't know.
Why wasn't he on the injury report then? Why wasn't he on the injury report?
Well, the NBA signed off on knee issue.
Skip is their problem. Come on now. Now, what is the NBA going to say?
Well, we got role reversal because I've been telling you this.
No. What are they going to say?
Right?
It is kind of weird.
Yeah. I don't know.
NBA. I mean, seemed like he dug it and dodged it. He tried to pick and choose. Now, he tried to pick and choose and thought he was going to run up on the Suns and do them any kind of way and book. Whole big money booked him. Got him and Pat Bev, dropped 40 on him. The defense at Kawhi Leonard is the greatest defender we've seen since Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Pippen ain't never give up 40 on no one. Ain't nobody got no 40 on Scottie Pippen. Jordan, Bradford Smith did get 30. I think he got 32 on Jordan. And then Jordan came back the next day. It was a back-to-back skip. Then Jordan hung 34 on him in half. So let's just let you know what we talk about. But anyway, Skip, look. How you the best player in the world? Skip, I keep telling you, there's two types of ability that matters in sports. Availability and accountability. The dude has been available 25% of the time. And what's the accountability to his teammates? I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be on swole because they're 0-2 without him. Now, I can see, Skip, but maybe if you have Paul George in there, you got another superstar, I can okay. But Paul George is out.
Yep.
Paul George is what? Another week, 2 weeks away? And Kawhi, he already lunching. But I think California, there's normally a grace period. Well, you have to put in at least 90 days before you get PTO. That's what I'm hearing now.
How do you know this?
And I think, don't worry about all this.
Research?
So I'm thinking there's what we call a probationary period. That you have to put in X amount. So before the first 90 days, you can't get no PTO.
Breaking the rules then.
Even in California, as lenient and as liberal as we are out here. I say we because I'm a Californian now. I'm a Californian.
Yeah.
We've all adapted.
I think you're still a Georgian to me.
But Skip, this is a problem for the NBA. But what can they do? How can they fix it? Because if the guy says I'm hurt and his medical staff says he's hurt, what are they going to do? Send an independent doctor in, they go send an independent doctor around to L.A. and to Milwaukee and to Miami and yada, yada, yada. So there's really nothing they can do. But this is a problem, Skip, because because I remember going, because LeBron was with the Cavs, and they were playing back-to-back Clippers and Lakers. I was like, ooh, I'm going to go see old Bron do this thing with the clip. I'm going to go watch it. And then I'm driving to the game, Skip, and LeBron and Kyrie, and ain't nobody playing. I almost turned around in the middle of the road. Right on the 405 going downtown.
Just over it?
Yep.
You just go back home. And you never go.
So it's a problem, Skip, and you know it. Imagine if I'd have spent about $3-4 grand on them tickets, boy, I'd have went in there and said, look here, they play tonight.
I know. Got to think about those fans. Skip?
There was a lot of outcry yesterday about how this has become a bigger issue than ever. But the truth is, it's just one guy who was doing exactly the same thing all of last year off radar because nobody really noticed after he left small town San Antonio. And I was really the only one outside of Spurs Nation, and I'm in Spurs Nation, but outside because I live in L.A.
Fair, you were aware.
But I was pounding this desk about what he did the year before to my Spurs.
Right.
And he did quit his way out of town because he had a master plan of a layover in Toronto or wherever it was going to be to get to Staples because this is where he's from. The layover was off radar. Nobody really cared about the Toronto Raptors, so nobody really noticed what he was doing except me pounding the table, ridiculing you. Look at what he's doing now.
I thought he was hurt.
Okay, so he missed 22 games. That's a lot of games to miss last year. And nobody paid that much attention because nobody really thought Toronto was going to win the East.
But they went 17-5 in those games.
Okay.
And you see what Siakam's doing now.
All right. Okay. So it was a really good basketball team, but it got great with that guy in the middle of it. And what happened when he ran into Giannis in the playoffs?
Yep.
Well, he finally said, let me take him, and then they built the wall behind him.
Yep.
And that was the end of Giannis as we knew and loved him,
Yep.
right?
Yep. You're
so
right.
I get it. I was all fired up for last night, the late game out here in L.A., at least for us to get up early. But it's going to be Kawhi versus Giannis on ESPN. Here we go.
Regular season MVP, finals MVP.
Okay. And then ESPN did a piece for the late Sports Center in which it went out into the street and interviewed Clippers fans outside Staples. What do you think about Kawhi not playing? And obviously they're all just, this is garbage. This is outrageous. Well, you got him. And these are the terms of getting him.
You're exactly
Do you not want him anymore? You want him to go to the Lakers? You could probably say, we don't want him anymore, right?
No.
No, you can't do that because you loved it. All those same fans were doing handsprings, cartwheels, right?
Yeah, on that earthquake night.
Earthquake night. You know, they couldn't believe it. They were shocked out of their minds.
Right.
The Clippers have their back. They've arrived, right? So here's the problem I have with all this. The coach in San Antonio has been doing this for years, and nobody seems to care.
Right.
And nobody holds him accountable for it. And I go back to the fateful night in November of 2012, in which my Spurs had played at Orlando on a Wednesday night, and they were about to play LeBron's and Dwayne's team in Miami on TNT on Thursday night. And what did Greg Popovich do?
He sent them home.
He sent Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili home on Southwest. He just said, here are your tickets. Go sit. I don't know how they got on Southwest.
I don't know how
feels.
How did Tim fold himself up in one of those seats?
They don't even have first class.
Well, they don't. I don't know how he did it, but that's Pop. He just said, you three, go fly home.
Rows, maybe.
And everybody was outraged, but nobody held Greg Popovich accountable because that's just old Pop. He's a curmudgeon, and they let him get away with berating and humiliating media members, and they said, that's old Pop. He's funny.
His sideline.
Oh, it's funny. I don't think it's funny, but that's just me. And I've never loved the load management, but you can't argue with the result of it because he probably prolonged Tim Duncan's career doing that.
Yeah.
He probably prolonged Manu's career doing that because he would pick his spots throughout the year, and it would drive me crazy because I'm all excited about watching. No, they're not playing.
But the thing is, Skip, I think the thing is that for the most part, that was the first time that we had seen Pop rest all the guys at once. Normally it's one guy.
Yeah.
And if Paul George was there, Skip, I can understand it.
Yeah.
But there's no PG. So I mean, but hey, Skip, we 2 weeks into the regular season. Skip, I could see if it was January. It was February, you know, you got the All-Star game, so I'm going to let him miss a game right before, but I don't even know if you can miss a game before the All-Star game because they want you playing. So, but I get if it's late, it's March. Okay, take a couple of days. Skip, 2 weeks in.
What do you always tell me? Production tolerance.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, is there high production? Yes. Did he not validate last year?
Yes.
Load management?
Yes.
Because he said, okay, you can criticize me all you want, but when it's time for me to play against Philly and Milwaukee and Golden State, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Problem at
What happened to the rule? The rule was instituted, why? Because they wanted to give LeBron James a few days off. And everybody lost their mind. They're like, we got to put a rule in. LeBron James is the best player, and people want to see him play. Don't you think they deserve to see old GOAT James? And they put the rule in. Now Kawhi up there with his hair braided. Woo!
Okay. So I'm going to remind
That's
everybody.
your guy. That's the guy you had his jersey on.
Okay.
You wore his jersey.
My guy is Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
No.
And
Kawhi.
would you believe that 9 times in Michael's career he played all 82 games? Would you believe another time he played 81 games and another time he played 80 games? Yeah. So that's 11 years of 80-plus games. They just didn't even think about load managing.
No.
Could Michael have extended his career? Maybe. But
No. It was off the
Okay.
It was the cigars that the Brown liquor.
Well, you
cut
could
his,
make a
that cut
case.
his career
I think
short.
he did pretty well for himself.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, instead of like 5 cigars, just hit 2.
Okay. Well, but he took 3 years off before he went to Washington.
And then he took another year and a half off.
Yeah. Before that.
Yeah.
That was.
And my guy don't do that.
That was not by choice.
I don't know about that, Skip. I don't want to get all of this. You know, his choice, he did it. They decided him to do it, Jenny.
Yeah,
all I know is my guy. For 17 straight.
Your guy has played 82 one time. One time in his career.
And the man
there's been some little load management going
And what'd you tell me about the amount of minutes he's played? He's played, what, the 3rd or 4th most minutes of all time?
He has.
Huh?
Little is different than 22 games.
Yeah. 22 games, Skip Bayless. My guy, let LeBron take off there. You know what? I don't feel like playing.
Okay.
That's what he should do, criminal. You know what LeBron should do on Criminal Day? I'm load management. I want to be with Ozuri. She need to wake up and see Daddy over these presents. So I'll be at the game sometime, but I ain't playing tonight. And watch everybody lose their mind.
Well, he'll be home that morning. He'll be okay.
No, we come to the game as a family because I'm not playing.
I just don't get why Kawhi gets to have his own rules.
Yeah,
It's not how it works in the real world.
If you can produce, they tolerate.
Oh, so LeBron couldn't produce? If LeBron couldn't produce? When does LeBron not produce?
He could make these terms.
No, that ain't what we do. We play.
Okay.
People want to see us play.
Well, the other guy doesn't do this, and yet when it's time to be there, want to bet he'll be there? Because right now he's the best player on the planet.
Well, LeBron James must be moved. What LeBron did? What planet LeBron on?
I don't know.
Because if he on the planet Earth, 2-3 in the purple and gold is the best player.
Well, the truth is Kevin Durant is the best player, but he's out.
Stop it.
Yep.
Stop.
He's
Well,
not in the
start.
running.
No.
Start.
No, Kevin Durant has a thinner skin.
Well, he does, but he backs it up. I don't know how.
What my guy don't?
Well, we'll see. I'm not sure this is the best strategy for him.
What you mean best strategy?
Thin skin.
We
where he's
play.
firing back at everybody.
We ain't firing back.
Yeah.
We tweeting back.
Motivated.
Once upon a time,
But
he
haters.
fired back during those, was it 2011 finals? Remember when he fired back and reportedly he's making a list of I told you so's.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell these
kill list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was number one on the list.
Yeah.
That was after game 3 at Dallas.
I got to kill it every day. You on it. You number one.
Number 3.
Buzz.
Okay.
Boy.
Yeah, so after
on the
3
list?
games, they're up 2-1. And then what happened, Shannon?
Skip.
I'm going to tell you so, and maybe you should tell yourself so because you better go close out the series.
We don't need to rewrite history, nor can we, nor should we attempt. He lost the finals to the Maverick.
3 straight games.
He did not play well at all.
I'd say he disappeared.
He didn't play.
He melted down.
However you want to say.
Yep.
But I believe he's made amends. 3 final wins since, 2 MVPs since. I think he did all right.
I don't know.
He's 3-6. Not bad.
It's simple though. He's playing right now.
Yeah,
So
that's
for me,
what he doing.
I enjoy watching people.
That's what I enjoy too,
rules.
JD.
I enjoy it
You're
better.
a professional athlete.
Just
I'll
play.
enjoy watching
Do your
Kawhi in the
job.
finals
You're getting
this year.
paid a lot.
That ain't happening,
Yeah,
no.
but if it doesn't work, then people.
Oh yeah, what happened then, Skip?
Mercy.
Julian Edelman has never been viewed as the best receiver in the league, but Jerry Rice thinks he still stands apart from his peers. Yesterday, Rice said Edelman has the best footwork in the NFL. Because of that, he said of Edelman, quote, "You're not going to be able to cover him. You can't do it. He's going to be able to get separation from you and make the catch." Rice also admired Edelman's physical style of play. So Shannon, is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer?
This really puts me in an uncomfortable spot because I'm in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And I try my best, Skip, not to really speak on whether or not a guy's a Hall of Famer or things of that nature, because me being in the Hall of Fame, it almost comes off if I said, no, I'm a hater. I'm trying to keep Julian Edelman out of the Hall of Fame. And I'm not. I lose no sleep. He gets in, he doesn't get in. I take no pleasure, but what we do is that I debate. And when I don't duck and dodge questions, the question is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? And as uncomfortable of a position that it puts me in, I'm going to answer this honestly. I do not believe that Julian Edelman is a Hall of Famer. And I'm just looking at his resume, Skip. They started having Pro Bowl selections in 1950. No player has gone into the Hall of Fame that has not gone to a single Pro Bowl after 1950. So from 1949 back, they started playing football in 1919. So the previous 31 years, there were no Pro Bowls. Guys got in without having one. It's like, look, it's hard for me to believe that a guy that in the Pro Bowl era in which players, coaches, and fans select the Pro Bowl, he hasn't got one. As much as he's on television, as much as he wins, not one. Not one All-Pro team, first or second team All-Pro. It's just hard for me to believe, Skip. He's almost in that situation like Robert Horry. Robert Horry has 7 rings, 3 different teams, hit big shots with every team, but no All-NBA, no All-Star game appearances. Here's a guy that has only 2 seasons in a passing era of 1,000 yards playing alongside Tom Brady. And for me, Skip, you look at Wes Welker. Now, Wes did not win a Super Bowl, but he had 2 100-yard games in those Super Bowl, and we just remember, Skip, because of the drop. because, you look at it, I believe he should have caught the ball, given the caliber player that he is. But Wes Welker was a 5-time Pro Bowl, 2-time All-Pro, had 500 catch seasons. He went to 3 Super Bowls. He went to another one with Denver, although he lost all 3. And so for me, Skip, I just don't see it. I mean, he has great playoff numbers, but that's because he's in the playoffs all the time. Mm-hmm. But at some point in time, Skip, the playoffs is kind of like the icing, but I see no cake. Mm. And so when I look at what he's done in the regular season, I mean, no All-Pro, the media, they watch and he, like I said, he's playing all the time, and it's like, nah, we good. The players, when they vote, and if you look at Skip, the top 100, he's hovering around 85, 90, high 90s. So for me, Skip, as uncomfortable as it is, I do not believe, based on my criteria that in which I would use, that he's a Hall of Famer. Mm.
I hear everything you said, and I do appreciate your objectivity about this, but I hear everything you said about no regular season accolades. But I believe Julian Edelman is on a Hall of Fame trajectory because he's not finished yet. He's 33, but he's on a trajectory just because of postseason productivity. It carries weight that he is second all time to Jerry Rice in catches in the postseason, and he's second all time to Jerry Rice in postseason receiving yards. Mm-hmm. That's highly impressive to me because he's played 18 postseason games and Jerry played 29. Mm-hmm. So he's averaged, Julian, 6.4 yards per catch in the playoffs. Jerry averaged 5.2 yards.
No, you mean catches per game in the playoffs?
I'm sorry, catches per game. 6.4 catches per game to 5.2 for Jerry Rice. So if Julian plays, let's say, 4 more years to age 37, Tom's saying he's going to play to 47, right? So let's say 4 more years of Julian to 37. And by the way, he is high contact, high collision.
Yes,
he takes a lot of punishment. I think he's playing with cracked ribs right now. That's what they're saying. But let's say that over those 4 years, he gets to play, I don't know, let's say 8 more playoff games, 2 a year on average. Okay,
it's got to be 3.
Okay.
Because you get the divisional, you get the champ. Oh, so
I'm just saying, what if they get upset, or I don't know.
Yeah,
but let's just give him a couple of years for
say 6 games.
Okay, but let's do 8. Okay. Let's do 8 more playoff games. Well, if he keeps averaging 6.4 catches, he's going to pass Jerry Rice in all-time catches in the postseason.
Right.
Well, that would be pretty special stuff.
But I don't think anybody thinks he's Jerry Rice in the postseason.
Well, I agree. But if you eclipse his record that I thought was pretty much unbreakable of 151 catches for 2,245 yards, there's no way he's going to get to the 2,245 because he's a slot receiver. Right. And it's just little catches underneath option routes.
But think about this, Skip. No Pro Bowls, no All-Pro, and no All-Decade teams. Skip, you have to, at some point in time, he's playing in an era with Antonio Brown, with Julio Jones, with D-Hop, with all these guys, and when you put it in there, nobody's, Skip, when they could say, okay, when you said, okay, what receiver you want, where's Julian Edelman on that list? And that's when the voters, that's what they look at. They go in the room and it's like, okay.
Okay, remember, he was just the MVP of a Super Bowl.
Yeah, there have been a lot of those guys.
Okay.
Jim Plunkett was MVP, right. Desmond Howard, Brown, Dexter Jackson.
Larry Brown.
Yeah. Skip, what was the receiver? He was an MVP for New England and ended up going to Seattle, Deion Branch. Yeah, so there have been a lot of that doesn't necessarily correlate.
He still did that.
Yes.
You do have that on your postseason resume, right?
Yes.
So to me, are you sure this isn't sort of reverse Bill Polian thinking, where you just look at him and you say, a little white guy can't be in the Hall of Fame as a receiver? Right?
No, because they're I'm trying to think.
The last one was Steve Largent. Okay.
I think 80, 90, might have been 90.
Okay, but Steve Largent was a wide receiver.
Yes.
He was split out wide.
Yeah, but when you look at it, okay, in 16 games, and you look at the body of work, and you're like, 2 1,000-yard receivers? 2 1,000-yard receivers. Now, he's on pace to get 1,000. So a wide receiver playing in a pass-friendly era with Tom Brady only has 3 1,000-yard receiving seasons?
Okay, but I'm just looking at the post. the postseason.
No, you can't.
Well, I'm just saying, when push comes to shove, who does Brady look for? He looks for that little guy. And that guy gets open, to Jerry Rice's point, because his footwork is just, it's special.
Well, I disagree with Jerry on that. I think AB, although he's not in the NFL, and we're going to talk about him a little later.
Yep.
I think Odell, I think Amari Cooper has way better footwork.
I don't know. Boy, he's really quick and good.
But Skip,
he is on a dime.
But Skip, I mean, look at Wes Welker. You're talking about small guys, Brandon Stokely, small guys that works in really, and that's what you need.
Just to me, no, I'm not taking a shot at Wes here, but Edelman's made it tougher stuff than Wes.
Yeah. He's built a little more sturdier
and plus
than Wes.
Mental toughness, where you can trust he's going to make the big catch at the big moment. So I got to tell you, if he passes Jerry Rice for postseason catches, whew.
I mean, Skip, that's the Robert Horry argument.
Yeah.
Okay, but Robert Horry made one big shot at the end of the game. He didn't lead the team in scoring.
Skip, he got 7 rings and made big shots for the Lakers. He made big shots for the Spurs. He made big shots for the Rockets.
He was still a role player for every one of those teams. He wasn't the star of any one of those teams.
But you said it's the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay.
He
made shots.
Yes.
Here and there. This guy makes all kinds. He leads the team in receiving. Like, look what he's doing right now. They're 8-1. He's caught 63 balls. Guess who's second on the list for the Patriots? Little James White has 44.
Skip.
63 to 44.
If he's caught 64 balls, I bet you he has over 100 targets. You got to factor that in too, Skip.
He has 90 for 63.
Okay.
I mean,
interesting.
Man, so he's on projection to have 180 targets.
Okay, he's really all that Brady has really had through the first 9 games of the year.
It's gonna be interesting, but looking at the criteria and how they do it, because they're gonna look, okay, he's in an era with Julio. These guys are 11,000 yards, and he's with A.J. Green and D Hop and all these guys. And Skip, it's gonna be.
If you want to put them all on the field for a combine, no shot.
No, but when you put them on there, when they're like, okay, who you rather have, Edelman or Julio? Who'd you rather have, Edelman or D Hop? Who'd you rather have? And by that token, and you look at who you played with.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, but if it's 3rd and 10 in Kansas City in overtime, and you say, Tom Brady, would you rather have Julio or little Julian? Which way do you think he'd go? Well, he just might go for little Julian.
Well, he's going to go with someone that he knows that he's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But Skip,
he trusts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I also believe what helped me get into the Hall was also going to Baltimore and doing it without Mike Shanahan as my head coach and John Elway as my quarterback, making a Pro Bowl at a different location. Because, Skip, when you play in a system, because everybody's like, well, you look at all these running backs, because a lot of running backs that came after TD was getting 1,000, getting 1,500 yards. And so when you play in that system, well, hell, Shannon, you're playing with John Elway, you got TD, you got 2 guys outside. Well, now all of a sudden, I don't have Elway, I don't have TD, I don't have those guys outside, and I'm able to make the Pro Bowl. I'm able to lead the team in receiving. I'm able to help get a team to the Super Bowl. So I think those things help. And I think a lot of times what hurt Patriot players is that when they leave, they don't have nearly the success that they had in New England. So, and people are like, okay, I got to take you down a notch for that, so how much is that of you? But with him, I don't see him a scenario, Skip, where he plays anywhere other than New England. But if you look at that resume, Skip, it's just hard with 0 Pro Bowls, 0 All-Pro season, and he's not going to be an all-decade player. It's hard for me to see a scenario that he gets in, but he might.
If he winds up number 1 in playoff history in catches in the postseason, you're finally going to have to sit back and say, okay, I give it up.
Skip, if I collect cans for 20 years, I'm going to have a damn lot of cans on a Jenny. Yeah. Doesn't mean, so what about
so you're comparing playoff catches to cans?
Skip, I'm saying if you play hold on. That's what you did to LeBron. You said the reason why LeBron James passed Michael Jordan in points, is because he played more games.
Okay, that's apples to apples.
Okay, then.
Okay.
But LeBron James got 4 MVPs. LeBron James is finals MVP. Come on, that's Skip. You see what I'm going with that?
Yeah, but what do I always tell you?
12.
Michael 6-0 in the finals with 6 MVPs. 12. LeBron 3-6.
12 All-NBA selections. The most in NBA history.
Interesting.
Let's do
interesting that you
my guy got the most points. My guy got the most points. More points. So therefore he's certifiable. He the GOAT.
He's collected a whole lot of cans.
Because
what do phony goats eat? They eat cans, right?
That's the real GOAT. You already know.
No mercy.
So, guys, LeBron is off to a hot start this season, as is his team. The Kings' third triple-double is tied for the most in the league so far, and he has led the Lakers to a 6-1 record. LeBron is also averaging more than 11 assists per game, good for 2 more per game than any other season in his 13-year career. How about that? We're now joined by Yahoo Sports senior NBA insider.
Yeah. What color that shirt is?
The face that you are making already.
What is it? I don't
What
know.
color that shirt is? Old Laker yellow?
That's not Lakers.
Laker yellow?
It's gold.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Okay, yeah.
You're going to roll with that?
I'll go with that.
Chris, I want to get your thoughts. What shot do you give LeBron to win MVP this season?
Well, let me say it before I start. Let me
Okay.
give my condolences to my childhood friend Nate Ricks. He lost his daughter down in Fresno last week. So I want to say that the Ricks family, I love you, I'm supporting you. Let me know if you need anything.
Prayers up.
Thank you. In that, so what shot do I give LeBron James? Look, I give him a legitimate shot. Look, I picked Anthony Davis preseason to be my MVP, based
You
off
and
of
Shannon.
based off of the fact that they said they're going to him.
Yep.
He's going to be the guy we go to offensively. But the way LeBron James has been taking over and just I'm not going to say turning back the hands of time, but it seemed like that's the narrative that people want to say because people felt like he was washed, Shannon. They felt like he was washed.
President
CEO right there.
On the Wash Club.
Well, look, I'm going to say this. If LeBron continues this trend, this can be an unprecedented situation to where I think the Lakers are going to be up there. I think they're going to have one of the highest standings in the league. I think their record will be better than the Clippers. I don't know that they will be better than the Clippers. I think they'll be better just based off of the load management with the Clippers. So if the Lakers have the top or the second best record, I can see a situation to where we can have the top 2 MVP candidates coming from the same team.
Would that not be a problem for one or the other?
No, I don't think so. See, Skip, you're trying to cause commotion and problems.
You don't want that to happen.
Yeah,
Because you have to work that.
You want division in there. No, I think it's a
I'm
good
not talking
thing.
about internal strife. I'm
Okay.
talking about votes. I mean, are they going to split the votes?
No, that's a good point right there. I'm not a mathematic major, so you saw my flaws
Well,
right
you
there.
get one vote and there are 2 guys that you just say.
But they going to get it, LeBron. And then I have to wear the goat mask every day.
Really?
Yeah, goat mask every day.
Not every day.
Well, look, LeBron has to stay healthy. He has to stay healthy.
Yeah.
If he stays healthy, and then also the Rajon Rondo dynamic when he comes back.
Right.
How is that going to play a fact? Because he's loving that point guard position. He loves it. He's feeling it.
Reed.
That's
Yep.
interesting.
So how is that dynamic going to play out with not just him, but AD as well?
And also when Kuzma is healthy,
fully assertive.
and he can play his normal minutes, does he go back into the starting lineup, and then how does that affect? Because Kuzma never met a shot he didn't like. You passing the ball?
Bingo.
I like it.
Never met a shot he didn't like.
I, along with Chris Haynes, junior senior.
Neither. I'll go with Junior.
Oh, because you like these NFL players, senior. Bro, is there a junior somewhere we don't know about? I picked AD as well to be the MVP because LeBron says we're going to go through AD. If we're not going to play through AD, why did we get him?
Yeah.
So I assumed, and I said, Skip, I think his rebound totals, I'm surprised that his rebound totals is that high, considering AD, Dwight Howard, and JaVale's on the team. But I told you, I believe this would be the first year he averages double digits in assists. I thought his scoring would be somewhere between 23 and 25 points a game because AD was going to get the lion's share, probably the first time because since I think it was second year back with Kyrie led in shots taken and had a higher usage rate. That doesn't happen very often. But if you're going to play through AD, he's going to get fouled a lot, so the ball's going to be in his hands a lot, Skip. So I felt that LeBron's scoring average and his rebound totals would come down some. And so that's why I was like, AD is going to average somewhere between 26 and 28 points, somewhere between 12 and 14 rebounds, and probably have his customary 2.5 blocks a game. And they was going to win 56 games. Might need to amend that total. I might need to pull a Sunderland and re-amend my, what my projections were. I might have to offer an amendment, Skip. Might go 59, maybe even 61.
61.
I might even do that, but you keep picking at me and talking about old Bron, because we about to run off about 7 more games before we lose one.
CEO,
I bet Skip 5 cases that we be 17-3 in the next 20 games.
Yeah, I remember. I was there when you first made that bet. I was there.
And now he getting nervous.
That's right.
5 cases.
Five
I think
cases.
it went up. As they won games, it went up to 5.
Again, what, Bayless? I might let you buy for 3.5 right now, but I ain't gonna let you do it. But this would be validation because the people thought he was done. They didn't see this, like he didn't have the same impact. And Skip, if he were to win, Karl Malone won the MVP in year 14. Karl Malone played all 4 years of college, so he would be slightly older. But to win the MVP in year 17 would be unprecedented. Something we had never seen, and we never. But that's what we do. We do things that's never been done before.
You and Bron.
Yeah, me and Bron.
Okay.
We got a package deal.
Yeah, I want an explanation as well.
It's the 5 horsemen. It's LeBron, Mav, Rich, Randy, and Shannon.
Oh,
the
stop.
5 horsemen.
You just put yourself on the team.
Yeah, we 5 horsemen.
Do they know that you're a part of the team?
Really?
Yeah.
Checking.
So this would be unprecedented. And I think it's only justifiable. Because, see, we about to make this thing. Sometimes you turn the page or do you close the book? Well, when my guy win this regular season MVP, this finals MVP, it's over. Go James. First to the left on Mount Rushmore.
What do you mean? You mean he overpassed Michael Jordan?
What you mean over?
Come on now.
Hold on. First of all, we just tried to kick more dust up in his face. We already passed it. We shot past him years ago. When we came back from 73, that 73 win team, when we called him from down with the unanimous MVP.
Huge compliment.
I am
6 for
loving.
6,
I'm getting a great kick out of this premature, delusional gloating and celebration over there, and it is so dangerous. And you're going to eat so much fried crow before this is over with. Listen, if LeBron James does win the regular season MVP this year, you will get the GOAT mask tattooed on your face.
I would get a tattoo.
You would just wear it all.
I would get GOAT James
like
tattoo.
the Mike Tyson tattoo, you just have a GOAT tattooed on your face.
I don't know if that'll be your first tattoo.
That should be my first one.
That'll be your first?
And I've already said, I have vowed that if LeBron wins the regular season MVP this year in year 17, I will stand in the middle of this table and give him a standing ovation while standing on stage.
But I
don't know if it'll hold.
We need a 23 jersey on.
Yeah.
You put on Kawhi.
No, that would be awesome TV.
No. Think about it.
I already said what I'm going to do. Period. End of story. Okay, what are you going to do if he doesn't? Will you wear a Kawhi jersey if he doesn't?
No, I never. No.
Okay, but Skip, if he does win the MVP this year, where does that place him up on the Mount Rushmore?
Second, third, I don't know.
Is he second or third right now?
No.
He's not.
He's not. There's like the same faces all the way across Mount Rushmore. It's the same guy.
No, it ain't.
4 faces.
No, it ain't. He get one spot.
Let's get to LeBron's delusion because he's already crowing about, look at me now. Hashtag washed king. And he's gloating and his skin's getting a little thin because he's firing back at a heckler in Chicago. Let's look at the case that he is making for him in his comeback season for the ages. He is right now shooting a career low 29% from three-point range, and neither of you brought that up. 29%. You like that? I don't. He's way up to 78% from the free throw line, which is a really good start for him, but you know and I know that will not last.
It's going to be 80.
You bet me several cases that he will be 75%, right?
Yes.
It's not going to be 80%.
All right.
So he's 26, 8, and 11. And the 11's pretty good right now because you got a lot of options for your 11 every night. Because you got AD, and listen, you guys are right. Kyle Kuzma's coming back. And it's going to be a problem for LeBron because Kyle Kuzma is going to become the closer for this team that it does not have and has not had.
Well, that's
the
a problem.
Closer.
That's a problem.
That's why he's not going to be the closer.
Okay. So we look at PER, which is a great indicator of MVP. And right now, LeBron ranks 7th, which is not bad. So he's off to a really nice start. But Giannis is first and Kawhi is second. So those are big problems for LeBron James.
You vote for a guy to play quarter of the time? When ain't nothing wrong with it?
But when he plays, he really plays.
So what is LeBron doing? LeBron is playing, and when he plays, which is all the time.
So let's take a quick look at some of LeBron's lowlights.
That's lowlights, huh?
Let's look at that playoff game 1. Playoff game 1 at Staples. You were there. It was a night of nights,
it was
right?
regular season games.
Woo! So what happened in the fourth quarter of that game? It's a tie game going to the fourth quarter in LeBron's house. That's LeBron's house. This is not Kawhi's house. This is LeBron's house.
Okay.
And what did he do in the fourth quarter? LeBron shoots 1 for 4. He misses his lone 3. He doesn't get to the free throw line, and he scores two points.
That's a long
and the guy
time ago.
you picked to be MVP, and you picked to be AD. He scores no points in the fourth quarter. He gets blanked in the fourth. He gets shut out. He gets skunked in the fourth quarter. That's your MVP. This is the fourth quarter of a winnable game against Kawhi Leonard. Kenny Smith said after the game, we don't have to see it again, but he made the point that Kawhi made LeBron James look not athletic.
Really?
That doesn't make it scripture because Kenny Smith said that.
Okay, but I really respect Kenny Smith.
I respect him, of course.
You know why you respect him so much? Because he said that about LeBron. Well, what is Kenny Smith saying now? I hadn't heard anything he said about right now.
Well, he'll be there.
I want to hear what he said.
All said and done, he'll be there.
Yeah.
So then at Dallas, LeBron had a big game,
Yes, he
except
did.
for the last 6 seconds of the game, in which the visiting team, the Lakers, are down 3, and somehow either LeBron signs off on not taking the last shot, or he chooses with the ball in his hand not to take the last shot. If we could see that last play again,
Look at this.
inbounds to Avery, who kicks it to LeBron, shoot it, the clock's winding up, and he drives the ball and kicks it to Danny Green for the last shot. And fortunately for LeBron, he made it. Danny Green went Ray Allen from the Ray Allen corner and made it at the buzzer. And I'm saying, in real time, shoot at LeBron. He's driving it to the basket down 3. What are you going to do, dunk it?
I said
Come on.
And guess what happened? When he passed that ball to Danny Green and he went in, he was on the floor. Ernestine, can you believe that, Ernestine?
I was in shock. You call her right now and ask her. I turned her and said, why didn't he shoot the basketball?
I said it too.
Thank you.
I said it
Thank
too.
you. This is the MVP you're talking about here.
But, Skip,
Yes.
I said it.
But
after I waited another second and I said, this went above my head. Yeah. There was a play design. This is all designed. This was created.
You got to watch the shooter.
Okay, so let's
inbounder.
accept that it was designed in the huddle.
Yes.
So the king, the quote, hashtag Rush King, he signs off in the huddle on Danny Green taking the last shot, not LeBron James, and you're talking about Mount Rushmore. Yep. You think Jordan would have said in that situation that somebody else is going to take a 3-point shot? No, he's going to take that one.
No.
Sorry.
So what about them finals when John Paxson took that ball?
Steve Kerr as well.
Okay, those are little jump shots in which he just said, there 2 will come to me and I'm going to dump it to you. Was that to tie the game? No, that was to win the game.
Yeah, hold on. But I'm trying to figure out, Skip, you mean to tell me a regular season game in October is more important than the NBA Finals game and Jordan didn't take the last shot?
Wait, it's a comeback season for the ages and LeBron James doesn't just pull up and take a 3?
No, it's still a regular Skip.
You know why he didn't? Because he's 29% from 3.
Hold on.
Jordan shot in the 20s and 3s, during his prime.
Yeah,
okay, but nobody even tried to shoot.
But no. I'm talking about when they tried. Did they have? Hold on. If I'm not mistaken, the 3-point line came in 79. Chris Paul was the first one to make one, so they had.
You know what I thought of when LeBron drove the ball and then kicked to Danny Green? Do you remember the great Clint Eastwood line in Magnum Force?
Yeah,
a man's got to know his limitations. And LeBron knew his limitations. That was a Dirty Harry line.
Yes,
remember that?
I do.
Okay, Magnum Force, and LeBron said, I know my limitations. This is not my shot out here. I'm going to drive it and kick it. It's like, wow.
I got another movie. You remember that movie, Bradley Cooper, when he took that pill?
Yeah.
Limitless.
LeBron
James, I'm limitless. I can score.
Wait, are you saying LeBron took a pill?
No, we ain't saying that, Skip. No,
Just to quickly finish this up, then at San Antonio, LeBron goes 0 for 6 from 3 and 5 of 10 from the free throw line. But they came back because Dwight Howard just took over the game.
That's so nice, Dwight Howard.
Well, that's why.
But you don't like Dwight.
Well, I like the new Dwight.
I love
Dwight.
him.
I don't even know who he is.
He
He's Howard.
And then what
Dwight.
about Chicago? What about Chicago?
Yeah. And thank you for bringing that up because LeBron sat on the bench, down 13 at the end of the third quarter, and watched Kyle Kuzma lead the second unit on a 14-0 run, and they go from down 13 to up 1 with the MVP on the bench.
Chris, you saw that?
On the bench.
You know what you noticed?
On the bench.
LeBron James is the only one that's not allowed to have his teammates do the job. Because I just watched Kawhi Leonard, who's on rest management, 2 guys that come off the bench, and both of them scored 34 last night. Trans Harrell and Sweet Lou.
Just real quick, in the second quarter of that Chicago game, as they were falling into a deep hole, can we see the 2 Wash King plays? This is LeBron James in the second quarter. We got to see this.
Chris, look at this, Chris.
This is the MVP right here. He missed a right-handed layup. He shot it completely over the rim. Come on, LeBron. You're better than that in year 17. And then we got to see the other play where he attacks the basket from the left side. Here we go again. Left side, LeBron up, and he airballs a layup.
That
What
was
are you doing?
contested. It was
Hey,
contested.
It was slightly contested.
Yeah.
This is the greatest driver of the basketball I have ever seen.
Yeah, we've seen
LeBron,
Michael Jordan miss dunks.
what are you doing?
We've seen Michael Jordan miss dunks.
And
Kobe's
I
missed
can
dunks.
hear Kenny Smith echoing in my psyche, made him look not athletic.
Yeah, and hold on.
Yikes.
So what is so when he took the ball
Yikes.
94 feet,
Yikes.
you remember he took the ball off the rim in Dallas?
In Dallas.
And flush it.
Dallas.
When you see Kawhi do that?
Awesome.
Did you see the first
Have
quarter?
I seen Kawhi do? Yeah, I've seen him do it a whole lot of
What,
times.
that little one hand, that little Statue of Liberty, that's old.
Yeah.
We
The
come
claw.
down with power.
Yeah.
And what about against Chicago the other night when he come down the lane?
Yeah.
Whoosh.
Skip, whether you like it or not,
Talk to him.
LeBron James
Yep.
is going to go down as arguably the best player to ever play
Well,
this game.
it's
And this
very
is why I would say this, Skip.
Yep.
I'm a Jordan. I grew up watching Jordan.
Sure.
To me, nobody can take Jordan. But you got youngsters nowadays. You got players in the league right now who feel like Kobe Bryant is the best player to ever play because that's what they grew up watching.
And anybody who knows what happened in Chicago in 1998 and before that knows it's over.
Yeah, they know.
That he ended all discussions with 6-0 with 6 finals MVP.
I have to agree with the
I
man
can't
on that.
because you got to beat the Celtics at least once in the playoffs to get some credibility, right? To beat a man, you got to beat the man. That's what they say.
I mean, the
all you
Celtics
got?
wasn't relevant at that time.
Oh, did it work in the '80s? Did he play? When did Jordan come in the
he
league?
didn't get a team. He didn't get a team until
Oh, he did a
early
team.
'90s.
Hold on, no. The GOAT don't need teams. GOAT by himself.
No,
That
he
was Skip
was
able to tell
by
me. LeBron don't need no team.
He did go to Miami.
Yeah,
He needed a team.
That's what I'm saying.
It is interesting, though,
okay, Shannon.
to think about
I'm just
the
not
age
gonna
of
win the MVP.
everyone and who they look
You
up
don't
to.
want
That
to
is
look up to.
interesting. I
I
hadn't thought about it that
It's
way.
fine with me. I would like to stay in the middle of the table and applaud.
Yeah?
But we got loftier goals. We got loftier expectations.
Well, now you're disqualified.
You and that team of yours.
Okay.
Oh, the 5 horsemen gonna ride.
Make
We
sure you
ride.
call
5 cases.
LeBron and let him know that you're a part of the
We coming out with us a shoe. It ain't gonna be that New Balance. That
Can't be.
orthopedic.
No mercy.
We do have some breaking news with Antonio Brown. According to reports, Brown is scheduled to meet with the NFL sometime next week. There are reportedly teams still interested in signing the free agent wide receiver pending the league's investigation. So, Shannon, how do you see this playing out?
I thought it would play out all along, Skip. There was no secret. The NFL made it abundantly clear when they sent that letter out. You can sign him, but he's going on the commissioner's list.
Yep.
And nothing's going down until he talks to us. Antonio Brown thought he can do it on his way. I ain't talking to nobody. They're going to call and sign me. It's so funny. When the phone doesn't ring, Skip, ooh, there's nothing that will make you more motivated, Jenny, than a hungry belly and a roof not over your head. Boy, you talking about getting motivated? Boy, trust me. Shannon Sharpe growing up, going to bed hungry at night and looking up and seeing the stars as I'm laying into my bed through that tin roof. Boy, I was motivated. Sterling and Shannon Sharpe was motivated to get up out of there. And Antonio Brown, that became very crystal clear. You're not playing until you go to 400 Park Avenue.
Yep.
And when you sit down and talk to them and address what transpired, then we can talk about where you go from here.
Yep.
But it was never going to happen until he went and talked to somebody in the commissioner's office, be it the commissioner or Derek Brooks or whomever is in charge of that platform.
Sure.
Maybe it's the DB Skip played with the Eagles.
Yeah.
What's his name? Ooh, he's the number 2 guy.
For what?
He played for the Eagles. He's in charge of discipline. Vincent. Troy Vincent.
Troy Vincent.
Troy
Yeah.
Vincent. Maybe you have to talk to him.
You do.
But Skip, he was going to have to talk to someone in the league office to get the ball moving. I just wish he would have wised up sooner. Because the moment they released me, guess what? They released me. I don't know when they released him, Skip. Maybe it was a Friday. But guess what? Tuesday, I'm in the league office.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you my side of the story. Now, you do with it what you may, you believe me or not, but let me tell you my side of the story. Because he's sitting at home, Skip. He let 5, 6 weeks, 7 weeks of the season pass by. For what? Because you thought you was going to control the narrative? That was never going to happen. But I'm glad he wised up. Hopefully, he's learned his lesson. The NFL will never revolve around a player. The league is too big for one player to control it. He's wising up, and I'm happy he's come to his some sense.
Some sense. My first reaction was yours. What took this so long? What took him so long to come around, swallow a good bit of his pride, and say, I have to do this. This is only step one in getting back into the league and getting paid. So, again, just to remind everyone, there's a civil suit pending in which he is accused of sexual assault and rape. And that accuser, I'm pretty sure, has already been interviewed by the league. So now the league is saying, well, we have to go to step 2 here. What does Antonio have to say for himself? And then,
what about the other accuser?
We got the whole other situation going. But again, this was the first one, and the more important one.
This one got the ball rolling.
This is the one that started it. So the point is that even if he goes and interviews, I think then they would at least sign off to the point you could make a futures sort of bet on Antonio if you're a team that's interested, and you could pay him because he's probably going to go, if you do pay him, he's going to go straight on the commissioner's list. So he's going to be on ice until this gets resolved. And when it does get resolved...
Do you believe it gets resolved this year?
No, I do not. And who knows how it's going to get resolved in a court of law. But when it does get resolved by the league, I'm pretty sure Antonio is going to have to sit out games, right?
And here's the thing, Skip. I shouldn't say accuser, but there's a lady that said there was he made her feel uncomfortable, and then he sent out the information about her kids and yada, yada, yada. So he's going to have to offer an explanation for that also.
Okay. So in the end, he's going to get suspended. And will somebody pay him just to keep him under their umbrella?
To say we have him
when he's finally eligible to play? Maybe. Maybe. He's obviously
because it's going to be cheap,
good.
Skip. It's going to be cheap. He playing for minimum plus incentives.
Is it? I don't know. Is he going to stand for that? Maybe all that he's got.
Well, you think? Well, he thought he could sit down and do it his way until he's going to go sign with a team. Anybody touching him? Nobody touching him.
And it's a long list of other things pending against him. All the other conduct unbecoming.
Because think about it, Skip. Seattle talked about it. Antonio Brown is better than Josh Gordon.
Oh, way better.
And we don't know if Josh Gordon is 100% healthy or he's still a couple of weeks away. But they said, no. Because we sign you, you going straight to commissioner's list. What have we accomplished, Skip? We still can't use you. We just pay. Now, you getting our money, you eating off our table for what? And ain't doing no work.
And you're taking up our cap space. For nothing. For maybe a good while. I mean, it's possible he could be suspended for a year, maybe. It's possible, right?
It's possible. I'm just glad, Skip, that he realized that he needed to go talk to the commissioner or whomever is in Park Avenue to get the ball rolling, to start the process. And whatever the punishment may be, it may not be any punishment. They may believe what he says as to be credible. But, and I'm not saying if it happened or it didn't, that's not what I'm here for, but I'm saying he needed to go talk to these people to get this process started if he wanted to get back in the league. What the hell took you so long, AB? At some point in time, bro, come on now. Don't be messing up. And that's one of the things I tell all the guys. Guys, don't mess up your money. You think, look, you're not going to have this job like a lawyer or a doctor. You can't play pro football 25, 30 years. You got a small, finite period of time to maximize your earning potential. Don't mess that up with some foolishness.
Well, in the end, remember, after a week out, he said, I'm out, I'm going to quit, I'm going to retire, I'm sick of all this nonsense, right?
That's how good. That sounds good on social media.
It does.
But it's like, man, look at AB. AB got it like that. AB don't even need the NFL. Okay.
Wow.
It's going to be a long road back.
Where else can AB go and make millions of dollars? What are you going to do, Skip? Skip, I wonder how the class going. How you doing in school?
Oh, I forgot about
Is he on the
class.
dean list? He on the honor roll? I mean, what's going on?
He can be a social media influencer, right?
To be honest, that might be the next job. That is a possibility in the realm of things.
No mercy.
So Dak Prescott has led the Cowboys to a 5-3 record, good for the top spot in the NFC East. While when listing midseason team MVPs across the league, Dallas reporter Todd Archer has Dak as the Cowboys MVP. Dak is on pace to have career highs in both passing yards and touchdowns as he continues to play while negotiating a contract extension. So Shannon, do you agree?
No. And I'm sure you have profound respect for Todd Archer. I just know he's covered the Cowboys for a number of years. I don't really know him, never met the man. Wouldn't know that man if he was. Sorry, I don't know that man.
He's really good at what he does.
Hey, until he wrote this article, he was doing great. I thought he was a Pulitzer Prize winning, journalist. Yeah, that's what I thought. Until he wrote this, I said, no, pull the card. Stop it, Skip. You know better than that. Because if Dak was what you said he is, Jerry would have no problem. Blank check that. You fill it out.
Oh, really?
That's what he would do. But that's what all the other teams do for their franchise quarterbacks. Low balling him.
Yeah.
But anyway, the most valuable player continues to be Zeke, Skip, and you know that his mere presence has a drastic impact on Dak. Without him, I guarantee you, flip the roles. Put a quarterback back there and still let Zeke get back there and run the thing. Zeke gonna get his yard. Remove Zeke, because I already saw this happen in 2017. I saw what old Dak looked like. It looked good, Skip. Woo.
I thought we were talking about 2019.
Yeah, my guy, old Zeke Elliott.
He's actually my guy. You don't even think he's the best back in the league.
But hold on. Just because you're not the best back in the league doesn't mean you're not the MVP of your own team. Huh? So what? Is Tom Brady the MVP? But he the best player, he the most valuable player on the team right now. Well, actually, it's Stephon Gilmore, but that's neither here nor there. But anyway, Skip Bayless, you and I both know it still flows through the guy that drink. If you want to drink and you want to stir it real nicely, the straw that they put in that thing is Zeke Elliott.
Really?
Yeah.
All I know for sure who isn't the MVP in Dallas, and it was LeBron James on Friday night. He was not the MVP in Dallas. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? He was not.
Did you see what he did? That stat line? Oldest man to ever. The oldest man to ever. They started playing basketball in 1946.
Oh, yeah.
The oldest man ever to have a stat line like that.
He ran from the last shot.
No, he didn't.
Dak
he ran
Prescott
to a victory.
Doesn't run from any pass.
How he
tries them all. Dak Prescott will try anything at any time, and he pulls off most of them.
No, he don't. 8 interceptions says he doesn't pull it off.
He's the leader of this team.
That's true.
He is the big game, big stage playmaker of this team. He is the gamer. He is the baller. He is the come from behinder. He is all of the above, and he is having his best year yet for the Dallas Cowboys.
15-8 is best, huh? 5-3. That's the best one he got.
He's averaging nearly 300 passing yards per game, which is a career high. And all I used to hear from you is, can he even throw for 200 yards? Well, guess what? He's now at 300. And guess what? He's at 70% completion rate, which is the best of his career. And guess what else, Mr. Sharpe?
What?
He's third in the whole NFL in air distance of passes, 9.7 yards per attempted pass.
Behind who?
That's third. It doesn't matter who it's behind. But all I've heard from you is dismissing Dak and Dunk. Well, if you're throwing at the third farthest passes of the whole league, I don't think you're dacking and dunking anymore.
Well, the guy that take it up. You see what Jarwin did. He goes 42 yards.
I'm just talking about the air distance, the pass travels.
Well, he throw it
third in the league. And completing 70%.
What is he?
Which brings us back to QBR. My man has led the whole league in QBR.
He never finished
all the way until last Sunday when he fell behind by 0.2 of a point behind Russell Wilson. 0.2 of a point.
I don't really know how that's any of my business or why it concerns me.
But
he ain't in first.
Boy, that
we talk about first place here.
Boy, that adds up to MVP of the Dallas Cowboys, if not MVP conversation.
And he ain't in no conversation.
Yes, he is.
If it's an MVP conversation, it's between you and Jerry. Y'all the only two having that conversation. Ain't nobody outside of you and Jerry and Cowboy delusional fans having a conversation about Dak Prescott being an MVP.
Meanwhile, as much as I love me some Ezekiel Elliott.
What?
Not having the year that he's had the past couple.
What?
Not having it.
Skip.
He's 6th in the league in rushing, and if we want to just do it per game, he's 4th in per game rushing. But that's not first the way he's been.
Whoa, no. Is the season over?
No.
So there's a good chance that where does he go in?
I thought we were talking about what's happened through the first 8 games.
Okay.
Right?
My guy is.
I just made the closed and shut case.
Your
for
guy
MVP.
is 4th in interceptions. My guy is 16 yards. That's what my guy is.
16 yards.
Yeah, your guy is 4th in interceptions.
Here's what happened in the 3 losses. At New Orleans, Ezekiel Elliott carried it 18 times for a grand total of 35 yards. You like that, Mr. Sharpe?
What was Dak numbers?
Yeah, they were much better than that.
No.
Okay, so this is the driving force. This is the MVP, you said. 18 for 35.
Okay.
Then against Green Bay, as they fell woefully behind, he had tried 12 carries for 62 yards.
That's 5 yards. Hold on. That's 5 yards a carry. Could I interest you in that, Jenny?
Yeah.
Because
Meanwhile, my guy's throwing for 463, including 323 in the second half.
all I know.
Seriously?
This is what I know.
It's over, Shannon.
Skip. This is what we do know. This is not conjecture. This is not innuendo. This is not speculation. When the score, Green Bay Packers, when the score was in 1 touchdown, Dak Prescott had 3 interceptions, 0 touchdowns.
Not his fault. You signed off on that.
I didn't sign
the
off
day
on
after
anything.
the game, you said, you're right.
Skip.
Not his fault.
I did that. Hold on. Skip. All I'm saying is that when the Dallas Cowboys had a chance to be within 1 score of the Green Bay Packers, Dak had interceptions, no touchdowns. It was not until the game got out of hand, 31-3 people would consider out of hand, where he got
It's
garbage.
not out of hand for my quarterback.
Garbage. What did he do, Skip?
He threw for 323 in the second half. That's
What-
outrageously great.
What did he get him?
Yep.
Did he win the game?
It got him within a botched short field goal.
You
Just
know
a
what?
chip shot field goal of an onside
What
kick.
I did, and this is another thing I took on my end, got him within a shot, almost, and QBR. They're off the menu.
And then at Jets, what happened in the first half is they fell into that hole.
Why did-
Your driving force of the team carried 10 times for 35
Okay,
yards
hold
in the
on.
first
I'm glad
half.
you said that.
Every time he's going, I'm going, Zeke.
Okay.
You can't even get out of the blocks.
Okay, Skip, you're right. My driving force. Okay, so now, what was your MVP doing? The MVP possibly of the NFL. What was he doing?
Again, he brought them all the way back to within a 2-point conversion on an obvious pass interference of 24 all going to overtime.
What, Skip?
Obviously.
Skip, if you don't mind me asking.
It's over,
Skip,
Shannon.
if you don't
okay.
mind, Skip, I just want to know one thing. If you don't mind me asking. Is he not playing in the first half? Because he keep doing a lot of, Skip, I used to run track, I was always winning the race. I never had to come from behind because I was in the front. I'm in the front, they in the back.
I hear that.
So I'm trying to figure out if your guy's the MVP.
How did you run a 4.840 for the Dallas Cowboys? I don't know. 4.8?
You see? I bet they wish they'd have had me. Think about how many bowls they would have got
I'm
if
sure
they'd
they
had
do.
O'Shea running them things.
Shannon, our first half MVP is my guy.
Zeke.
I love Zeke.
Zeke.
Yeah.
Zeke.
Wait
It's
for
okay.
Sunday.
Zeke the
I hope
freak
Zeke. I hope he turns back into the freak.
Zeke the freak eats,
Yeah.
you win.
Okay, well, he better eat Sunday night because my quarterback will show up
I'm
and
looking
show
forward to
out.
it.
No, you
Seriously.
won't.
No mercy.
The Chicago Bears are off to a rough start this season. They've already lost more games than they did all last year. And Mitch Trubisky has a plan to help get the team back on track. Yesterday, the QB said he is trying to get TVs turned off inside the Bears practice facility because of outside criticism. Trubisky said there are too many people talking about the team and they need to have earmuffs on when coming into work. So, Shannon, this is a good idea or bad idea?
Yeah, that's
Earmuffs.
a terrible idea. They ain't talking about the team. They talking about you.
Yeah.
And guess what, Skip? It's not coming from the TV. It comes from your teammates. Because you've been terrible. Skip, the dude is on place to throw for less than 2,500 yards. Their quarterbacks right now, they got almost 2,500 yards with 8 games to play. That's how bad Mitchell Trubisky is. I wish they might turn him. Woo, Skip. Can you imagine? Now, I'm a healthy, conscious eater. So I don't want them to bring chicken. I don't want them to bring pizza. I don't want them to bring bacon or sausage in there because I eat healthy.
Sure.
Mitchell Trubisky, play better. So guess what? Because the people that's criticizing, they're not criticizing the team. They're criticizing you. It is not the TV that's doing it. It's your teammate because you playing awful.
I'm not sure where you're going with this because, to me, I'm not a Trubisky fan. I told you before the draft
No.
this was a bad
that.
idea.
Yes.
But I like this approach because last year they called it 0 dark 10. That's what his teammate Kyle Long talked about his social media just sort of blackout where he just didn't read anything on social media.
Okay.
And it's
That's
10,
you.
it's 10 because he wears number 10. So he's asked, are you still in 0 dark 10? He said, yep, I'm in that mode. In fact, he volunteered. I even told him to turn down the sound on the TVs or turn it off so I can't hear them. And I don't blame him a bit because that would just be more distraction. It's why would you subject yourself to that? Why would you walk down the hall of the place you're preparing to win a football game in and have to look up to somebody saying, he's garbage?
He is.
Right?
And then they lie.
Yeah.
You get upset when they lie on you.
Okay.
They telling the truth.
Okay, but why do you need to let that seep into your psyche? Well, why would you? I'm with him.
It's
That's
the truth
smart.
that hurts. It's the truth that hurts.
Okay, well, if it's the truth, you don't need to hear it while you're trying to salvage a season at 3-5.
How about let me tell you a solution for all this.
Yep.
Play better.
Hopefully he missed this discussion. With a win, though, the Bears would climb out of last place in the NFC North.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day, guys. Former Sooner and Heisman winner Kyler Murray said that Oklahoma's loss to Kansas State did damage to Jalen Hurts' chances of winning the Heisman. Kyler also said that if he had to pick a winner right now, it'd be LSU quarterback Joe Burrow. So,
What?
Skip,
What?
do you have a problem with this?
Yeah, I have a huge problem because this really hit me wrong. Come on, Kyler, be true to your school. Do not dismiss or discount Jalen Hurts' Heisman chances after his defense gave up 48 points in a loss at Kansas State, because Jalen Hurts in that game threw for almost 400 yards and ran for almost 100 more yards. And I remind Kyler that he and Baker both lost regular season games and both won the Heisman Trophy. It ain't over yet, but you've made it feel like it's over, Kyler.
Well, I mean, considering that Jalen Hurts is blowing Kyler Murray's numbers out of the water after he blew Baker Mayfield's, Jalen Hurts is averaging 17 more yards passing and 41 more yards rushing.
Thank you.
Skip, if I didn't Kyler Murray lose to Texas?
Yeah.
Did it ruin his chance?
That's what I
And
just
he
said.
turned the ball over twice. Jalen Hurts didn't turn the ball over at Kansas State.
Baker lost at home to Iowa State and won the Heisman.
I guess he forget. I guess how soon we forget Kyler Murray.
So you're saying Jalen Hurts is still in charge here, right?
No, Tua about to take this thing back over after he throws for 5 touchdowns against LSU.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports. One of one.